Austin's hot mess of a podcast.
Oh, girl, I didn't mean to do that.
Okay. That was some Halloween-ass
But
music.
you know what? That's okay.
Okay. Hey, y'all. How you doing?
Hey, everybody. I'm Joel Tatum.
And I'm Julio Briseño.
Mm-hmm. My new co-host for the show. How you doing, Julio?
Fan-fucking-tastic.
And y'all have heard Julio on the show several times.
Yeah.
He has come in either to fill in for Charlotte, or he and I have had conversations on the show, and it's been quite fun. And now we're starting season 3, and we're starting fresh.
Officially, this is season 3, episode 1.
Season 3,
a new co-host.
With a new co-host. Yes, we still love Charlotte. Don't get me wrong. She'll be coming around every now and then.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome anytime you want, mamas.
Yes, exactly. Anytime you want to come by, you just let us know. But let's. You want to get into it?
Hell yeah, let's do this.
Let's get into it.
Yes,
where you want to go, girl? Which avenue do you want to go down, girl?
So let's catch everybody up what's going on. If this is season 3, episode 1. So if you did not catch up with us from previous weeks or anything like that, so Charlotte stepped down as co-host. She had her endeavors, her business that she's taking care of, and she's also got her drag persona that she's pursuing even more, and it's growing in Houston. So you guys talked it out, and then decided, and then you asked me if I wanted to be the next co-host, which I definitely signed up for. And then here we are now, season 3 with a new show. We're including video in the production.
Yeah, exactly.
Low-key has been a crazy week, would you say? Kind of, sort of?
Kind of, sort of.
It's because we've been organizing a lot of shit. I
mean, I have had sleepless nights. I have had Julio come in, and he's very meticulous.
Extremely
meticulous. He wants this way and this way and this way.
I'm very particular.
Where I'm very chaotic. I just sit down, do it, and call it a day.
Okay. And if y'all hear thunder in the background or anything, it's raining outside. Well, FYI.
With these mics, no.
Oh, they don't pick it up?
No.
Then I farted. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay.
My bad. Bitch had a little too much fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Wink.
Well, I mean, you did work till 3 a.m. last night.
I did. I bartended last night. It was a slow shift. It's pretty chill. Nothing crazy. We don't have a drag show on Tuesdays anymore. We had a queen that was doing a show. Then she dropped out. Just didn't want to do it anymore, and had her reasons, and aired them out on social media. Wink, you know who you are, bitch. So now our Tuesday nights are a little quieter, and we're trying to see what direction we're gonna go with on Tuesday. But last night was cool though, because I got to see a lot of. It was one of those. It reminded me of the chill Monday, Tuesday nights that I used to have at my old bar, where the regulars came in, the ones that I liked came in. We talked, we chilled, we just had a good, fun conversation. I had one Karen. It wasn't against me. It was against another coworker that was on the shift that I took, the shift prior to mine. And he was just going on a fucking tangent. Wouldn't shut the fuck up about it.
So you had a K-Ron.
Essentially, bitch. They call him Kevin on TikTok and the internet. That's a Kevin.
Well,
and
when
Karen.
they're gay, I call them K-Rons.
Period. With the accent at the end of the name.
Yes, with the accent at the end of the name.
K-Rana.
K-Rana. K-Richie, if she's feeling nasty. Whatever. But
he wanted me to be the one who told on my coworker, be like, I have this complaint and you need to tell manager. I said, I'm not, and I know him enough to say, I'm not going to tell him. You have to make that complaint yourself. If I make that complaint, then I come off like that bitchy coworker, shady ass bitch. But if you make the complaint directly to the manager, which he's right there in the corner, go talk to him, and then he'll understand. Then it's more legit. It's a legit complaint. But girl, when I tell you he fucking complained, and then complained some more, and then went on a fucking tangent, had a whole session.
Yes, go on.
And the whole time I'm sitting there going, oh, wow, no way. Oh, that bitch.
Girl, who you telling? I work in the industry. When you have people walk up, my waiter wasn't that good. Could you
if we're just agreeing with you and sympathizing with you and not even putting up a fight, it's because we know what the fight will entail if we put one up.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's easier for us to go,
I'm not gonna...
okay. And then half of us realize that's above our pay grade. It really is. And then we don't mean to sound like those bitches. But bitch, that's your job. That's why you get paid those bucks.
Exactly. And let me tell you something. I'm not about to rat out a bitch. I don't care how
That
much
part.
I'm not ratting out a bitch.
If you work with me and I think you're a piece of shit, I'll rat you the fuck out.
No. I'm talking about
real quick.
No, I'm talking about when it comes to customers. If I think you're a piece of shit, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you to your face, honey. You're not that good at what you do.
You're not that girl.
You're just not that good.
Not that girl. You thought you was that girl.
Maybe you need to.
But you're not that girl.
Take fewer tables. Maybe not have so many people. Step back a little bit. Take a breath.
So then the manager hears him out, lets him vent and complain, and the manager's like, yeah, cool, very professional about it. And then he's like, I'll get you a drink on me. Sorry that you went through that emotional distress that you were under while you were here for 2 hours enduring that. Got it. And so we gave him a drink, and he goes, a drink? He said I had a tab. And I was like, the fuck? And I'm comfortable with him enough to tell him, I was like, the fuck he did? I was right there when he said it. He said a drink. He told me it was a $25. I was like, girl, I was standing right next to you as you were complaining to him, and what his answer was. And he looked at me and said, Julio, get him a drink on me, meaning put it on the com tab. I never heard start him a tab on me. Oh, well, he said it was $25. Then he added an amount to it. Oh, you said it was $25. Give me some shots. Give me some. No, boo-boo. There's that one drink, and I already made it. It's the one you're drinking now. You want me to give you a com tab? Go talk to him again. Again. And he did. The bitch really did. He went over there, and the manager just came over and said, give him a fucking shot and comp it again. Just put on that com tab. Just give him a fucking shot. And he looked at me, a shot. Maximum 2, one for you, one for him.
I can't wait. You know what? I cannot wait until the YouTube comments come up, because if this bitch is watching YouTube and she sees
I hope she is. And what about it, mama?
She's gonna have something to say, girl.
Say
she's gonna have something to say.
Put some respect on my name.
And then it's gonna be a YouTube fight in the comment
section. Bitch, let her have it. Let her have it. Show her who she is. Girl, drag her.
You gonna have a meeting? What was that?
They're lucky I didn't give the name out. He's lucky
in the ladies' room, girl. In the comment section, girl.
He is lucky I didn't put his name out there, because in today's age, when they put at least your name out there, bitch, they'll find you.
Girl,
don't fuck with TikTok people, especially on TikTok. If you say, let's say you did something against me and I recorded you and the internet fell away about it, and I said his name is Joel and he works at blah blah blah. Bitch, they will come for you. They'll leave reviews on the place you work at. The 1 stars. They will go. They will email your employer, call your employer. But TikTok don't play. They're a mafia. Literally, they're an internet mafia, bitch. At this point,
I enjoy. I didn't think I was going to enjoy TikTok, because I'm like, TikTok is for the young people. I'm not really going to get into TikTok.
Raise your hand if you have a slight TikTok addiction.
Girl, I'm all about girl.
That shit will take up your time.
Yes, exactly.
Like nobody's business.
I love
when you thought you were gonna get shit done that day. Your day went bye for a few hours. You come out of it out of a coma, damn near.
As much as I love the dance videos on TikTok, and I do, and I love the little trends. Last summer there were so many trends.
Yes.
There was the makeup challenges.
Yeah.
There was they had different, every time there was a new challenge, there was a song that went with it. Yeah. And
do you know how many songs I've found through TikTok?
Yeah, I know.
Bitch, a fuckload of songs.
A cute little girl named Shinko. Yeah. I was listening to her music on TikTok, and I'm like, I need to go find this girl, because I like this little song.
Yeah, you'll find some shit that I didn't even know existed. I'm like, oh, hey, mamas.
Yes, okay. I'm like, hey, mamas, I love this stuff. I listen to Megan Thee Stallion, and
look at you,
Lizzo.
How are your Megan knees?
Oh, my nigga. Oh, good Lord, girl. Good Lord.
You got choked up. The what?
No, this WAP is a little bit more mature and can't do all that stuff that a lot of other WAPs
got
can't
Megan
do.
knees. She got those little Kim knees. She got that Foxy Brown knees. The old queen.
Okay, you know what? Hold on now. We don't have Foxy Brown knees.
Don't tell me to hold on. First of all,
Foxy
I'm an
Brown.
independent woman. I pay my own bills. I don't need no man. Megan ass looking ass beach.
First of all, Foxy Brown still looking good. Still looking good at her age.
Have you seen the brat lately? She doesn't even age. She still looks like a 2000s video too. She still dresses like a 2000s video.
No, I have not seen the brat.
Like a late 90s, 2000 videos. She has her own radio show and she has a podcast, I think, and she's been on like Wendy Williams.
Girl, there's not a celebrity right now who doesn't have a podcast right now.
Hi. We're a celebrity.
Okay.
You may have not heard of us.
No, you haven't heard
We
of
didn't
us.
exist before this YouTube episode.
What are we, Z celebrities? We're, you know how
We're negative A.
We're negative. Yeah, we're
Negative
we're
Z.
Negative Z.
The alphabet ends on the positive and then starts on a yeah, bitch. We're those girls.
Well, earlier when you were talking about what happened at where you work at, I was going to mention the name of the bar because I do a show there.
Yeah.
Once a month.
Yes.
And in fact, Julio's like, girl, okay, so can I
Yeah, of course.
So Buddies wants you to come in and
So FYI, I work at Buddies Houston.
Buddies in Houston, Texas. Great bar. You'll have a good time there.
Ew.
Very, very chill, very laid back. Industry nights on Monday. They have games. It's fun, girl. And then I occasionally, once a month, I do a show there. Might be a little bit more often, but in season 3, we might be there a little bit more often because they usually have some stuff going on. So I might show up for us.
And you need to show up this month. Period.
Oh Lord,
Because they got so they have the show called Desi's Drag Race. And Desi is a Houston drag queen who performs a lot, I believe, in Galveston, if I'm not wrong. Galveston, Houston area. She's between both towns. And she's had a competition that it's 21 seasons now at this point. And
Get
this
out of here.
Bitch, this season had me gagging. It had last two is every Monday.
So she's been doing this longer than RuPaul.
I think so. Roughly. I think her seasons are like they're like twice a year or something. So like her seasons come pretty quickly. So we're doing the show every Monday, all of the month of July, from 10 p.m. to about midnight-ish. In this season, they're doing mother-daughter. So what the contestant will do is bring her drag mother with her, and they both have to compete for the show to win and all that stuff. Last week, the LaRues, so the LaRue family in the House of LaRue here in Houston, Gia... and fuck, I forget her name. It'll come to me. I have her on my. So the LaRue family.
Do y'all have video footage that people could look up and?
They don't. I took pictures though. So the skit was family cookout, barbecue, something. It had to be family trip, family something. They did a funeral on stage. They legit brought a real casket. Brought this. They carried it in with 6 hot guys. They put the stage down. They put it down in front of the stage, the casket. And when they opened that casket,
oh, I saw the pictures of that.
it was the mother of the house.
Yes,
dead,
I saw the picture.
just dead right there. And so they had a funeral, and every person had to speak about her, and it was pretty much a roast. It was a funeral, but it was.
It kind of reminds me of the roast of Lady Bunny.
Actually, I have a picture.
Yeah,
that I could probably show y'all real quick.
Wait, can you show it? Are you? Well, you'll be able to pull it. You're going to be doing all the video editing,
Okay.
so
If you can see from over there, this is the LaRue family. Most of them.
Girl, just
Lisha was dragged in an actual fucking casket, and she just sat there, didn't even laugh or anything. The bitch was playing her part, and every single person went up there and had a roast that bitch. The whole room was cracking the fuck up. I've never seen anybody bring a casket to a skit like that.
You know what you should do? You should take those pictures and do like a little when you do the video editing.
Yeah.
Later on, now I know you're going to do the video editing.
Oh yeah, I'll
for
put those
YouTube.
pictures in there.
Put those pictures up on YouTube. But also,
I don't think I recorded any video of it. No, I did not.
But also, maybe do a little something for TikTok.
Yes, that part.
Like 60 seconds on TikTok.
Period.
Just get like a close up of you.
Season 3, y'all. We have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have TikTok, we have YouTube. What else do we got? I think that's it. And then we're available on every major platform as far as we know, but we definitely stepped it up.
Oh, if you live in Houston though, don't forget we're also on Out and Proud live radio. So
that part, yes, sir, that is correct.
Yes, if you're in Houston, but
Actually,
I don't think you have
the platform is anywhere in the world.
Yeah, you don't
can
actually. But you know what? I want to say to the Houstonians who may be in other places around the world, who might be a little homesick.
So this is the logo. And Out and Proud Live is a streaming app for music. It's pretty much catered to the gay community, essentially. And our show is featured on that platform.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you download it, make sure you send Easton, who runs the app, a shout out and say Julio and Joel brought me here.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, because he has the app on every social media platform possible. But we're there, and our show's going to be on there.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, he changed it up a little bit. You now have the option between country music and
nice. What's country music?
Gay pride music or pride music, or I'm trying to figure out how to define
genres.
Yes,
Essentially.
Yeah,
country's
exactly.
a genre. Pop, dance music.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But he's got the Ripcord sessions. He's got
because he DJs a lot at Ripcord.
He's got another one, the Arcele.
Araceli. DJ Araceli is another one.
Thank you, because every time I see
I like
that
to
name,
help out
I mispronounce it.
I like to help out the old.
I mispronounce it every time. I'm just an old white man old Texas white man who constantly mispronounces Hispanic names.
That part.
Hey, Josie, how you do?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Hello, Juwan. Is it Juwan? It's Juwan, right?
Okay. But long story short, we've had an after your last episode with Charlotte. We pretty much put everything into high gear. We just put everything into gear, better said, and just started like working towards season 3 and getting it ready. Video, lighting, promos, deciding what topics we're going to talk about, everything. Like we organize the fuck. Because when it comes to stuff like this, I'm extremely organized. I like to be extremely organized because I feel the more you're organized, the easier shit's going to flow.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm very chaotic. I'm about stepping into the moment and seeing what happens.
You don't say.
And sometimes it works out, and sometimes it's just god awful. But even when it's god awful, it's the most fun. Because even when it's god awful and just because
you can't control everything.
Yeah, because
I know that for a fact.
Yeah, because when you let things, when you just let things happen,
right?
It's the most enjoyable time I can sometimes have because it's like, oh my god, shit just got really bad and really
I hope
weird.
y'all like the new set, kind of, sort of. And if you don't, roast us, bitch. Say something. We might give a fuck. Say something.
Okay, he's more worried about it than I am. I love the set. Honestly, I do.
I'm actually happy about it. I'm very proud.
Happy.
I'm happy how it turned out.
I'm very happy about it. It's a different look. It's a different attitude, and I'm actually very happy about it. I'm just not this creative when it comes to this side of the thing.
We know.
When I'm behind the mic, that's when my creativity hits. Yeah. But outside of the mic, it's like...
Bitch, and I be spewing ideas at Joel at 100 miles per hour. He's just like, calm down, dodging these... Like, wait, hold on, let me write this...
You know what? I feel like a character in an anime where the villain is hitting me with 50,000, and I'm like...
Because I'm one of those individuals that I constantly think of ideas, and once I get in the flow of thinking, especially creatively, I just start going. And my theory is throw shit out there and see what sticks. So I'll come at you sometimes with like 20 ideas at once, and I'm like, Joe, this, and what about if we make it that? What if we make it blue? What if we make it red? What if we hang it up, hang it upside down? Oh, I have another idea based on that idea, and so it just becomes this like black hole of creative ideas to the point like Joel's just like, okay, bitch, like.
Look, I'm gonna be honest. At certain points, Joel has
in third person.
Joel has gone into another world where he's like, okay, you know what? While he's talking, I'm going to, girl, I have to do. What he said earlier was, I need to get this and that, and blah 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 blah, and then I'll just go back to
gloop, 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 gloop.
Yeah, because there's so much coming at me, girl.
Why didn't you bring your drink over here?
Because I'm not. No,
we ain't trying to lose her on episode 1 of season 3.
We're not trying to lose me on episode.
We're really not.
And we're on video now.
Wait till at least episode 2 before you get lit.
Oh my god,
y'all gonna see what we see when she gets lit, and it's towards the end of the show.
Oh no,
Yes.
You will not get my approval on that.
What? Oh, she's gonna go up. She going up regardless. People have to know you for who you really are.
No, I don't want people.
People have to see you for the real you.
I can't wait to look at the comment section where people are like, "Girl, let's get you some help." I have some organizations that you might want to
talk to. I know a good
to.
therapist, Joel.
I know
if you
therapist.
need it, just let me know.
Yes, exactly. But you know what? like I said, I'm just so excited. And
you know what? We're gonna put you in a conservatorship. That's what we're gonna do. I've decided. Can you sign the power of attorney for me real quick? Mm-hmm. Thanks, Mama.
Okay, I'm gonna turn on my thing and figure out where I'm gonna.
Free Joel. # Free Joel.
I want to go on the dark.
And his conservatorship.
I'm right now. I'm looking on the dark web because I need to find somebody.
I'm looking up ways to destroy you.
No, I'm just
make
looking.
you disappear. Here we go.
Yes, exactly. How to make someone disappear.
YouTube.
I did a Google search.
Find it on YouTube. There's a tutorial for everything on YouTube. How to make people die.
Yeah, exactly.
I would use bleach, but that's just what everybody does.
I heard lie is actually the best way to do it if you want to make someone disappear.
Period.
Oh my goodness.
But speaking of conservatorships, how do you feel about the Britney situation? Honestly, be honest. I want to get your take on this. You're one of the older gays. And I'm
okay, you know what?
Yes.
Okay, you know what? Let me
What,
tell you something right now.
Say it. Say it with your chest, Joel.
Okay, when she came out in the 2000s,
right?
I was in my 30s, and I did it again too. I was walking around. I was doing my dance. I was having a good time. And I enjoyed Britney all the way up until now. And let me tell y'all something. She has gone through it.
Poor thing.
She has
Honestly,
gone through it.
Real conversation.
Chris
poor
Croker,
fucking soul.
Chris Croker.
He was ahead of his time. And he was a prophet, and he didn't even fucking know. Well, he knew it. Mm-hmm. We didn't know it as the people.
You know what? This is how I knew that the internet was going to be the thing.
Chris was telling us this whole time, years ahead of us. He's a time traveler. I knew it.
Yeah, exactly.
We didn't know it.
But he was you know what? When the internet is still going through its thing,
yeah.
You know, it's still going through its growth and trying to figure out where it's going to head and everything else. When you have Chris Croker come out and do his little video about
the famous
Britney.
video behind a black curtain behind him or something, and he's poor lighting. Back in the day, that was 2 megapixels on that camera.
Exactly. Leave Britney alone.
But that was the technology at the time.
When I would watch it on ABC News Nightline later that night.
Not on a major news
network. On a major news network, which
Not
made me go,
syndicated television.
The internet is about to be huge, y'all.
Yes.
The internet is about to be huge. Because this bitch literally appealing to everybody to leave her alone. Let her
famous leave Britney alone.
Leave her alone. So let's fast forward to 2021,
right,
where she's going through her stuff.
Well, an audio leaked out on the internet. I think it was through TMZ, allegedly. I'm gonna now that we're on video, we have to say allegedly. Allegedly, motherfuckingly. Audio leaked out from the courts, and it was her explaining her situation and the fucking hell that she was going through, the fucking hell that she was living in, and how she just wanted out. And like it was, you can hear her pleading for her fucking life. Like that's what got everybody. It was like a human being saying, "Can I please have my life back? I have no control. I lost everything. My life is run by other people. I have no freedom or self-worth or nothing." Or bitch, that was a moment.
But here's the thing. This is all weird to me because a few years ago, she had her Vegas run. She was being
she was forced to do. She said she was forced to do it. She didn't even want to do that Vegas run.
I didn't know anything about, you know, all I thought is that, you know, she's successful. She's she's reinventing her career.
Yeah.
She is back in the spotlight and everything else, and I'm like, yes, girl, do your thing,
right?
But you know what? Honestly, okay, I'm gonna throw it out here. You know, in the early days,
we need that sound effect, the bomb sound effect.
Yes, in the early days, I was all about Christina Aguilera. Honestly, who? I mean, you know who? Don't tell me you don't know her. Don't do a Mariah Carey with that. I don't know her.
Is she new? I'm kidding. Because I already know the Christina gays are going to come for me in full fucking, how do you not know Christina? Strip was the best album. I actually know a Christina gay. It's scary. Exactly. It's rare to find them, though, the Christina gays.
Oh, my God, girl.
In the wild, it's great.
Let me tell you something. You know the scariest group of people? The Beehive. Oh, my God. Oh, whoa.
The
Beehive,
Beyonce ones. The Beyonce.
Beehive will come for you in a minute.
Oh, yeah. Beehive don't play.
They don't play.
They're a terrorist group.
Exactly.
Bitch, Al-Qaeda ain't got shit on them.
They will
at all.
They will ruin your life.
Bitch, they will come
They
for
will
you
ruin your life.
Al-Qaeda.
And
they
all
will
you
find you.
And all you I have literally said this before, and I'm taking a risk here.
Uh-oh. Go ahead, kill yourself.
I don't have a problem with Beyonce. It's just
real quick disclaimer: his opinions are not reflective of my opinions. Let's just throw that out there for the Beehive.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
Speak for yourself, Joel.
Disclaimer: yes, it's not reflective of the show
or myself,
or Julio,
or the sponsors,
or the future sponsors. All I said one time was, I like Beyonce, but that's it. But I don't love Beyonce. That's all I said.
Okay,
that's all I said.
That's allowed. That's allowed.
You
that's respectful.
See
still.
the queens across the table. And by the way, I love the fact that it was a multicultural situation where every queen of every culture across the table was clutching their pearls, going, "How dare you?"
The gay United Nations was just like, "No, we disapprove.
We disapprove. We're not going to take your gay card, but we are going to reprimand you." Because at least you said you like her, but you're not in love with her. But that's always been my philosophy, period.
So here's the thing about the gay fans. So the Beehive, the Beyonce's fans, we already know they're deathly. They're a terrorist group. They're a terrorist group. Then you have the Nicki Minaj fans who are just as bad as the Beyonce fans.
But you know what? I'm a Cardi B girl. See, here we go.
You have the Cardi B's. You have the Ariana fans, and a lot of these fans. But you have the hardcore. They have their hardcore fans. You have the Britney gays. You have the Ariana gays. The Whitney gays, which are the older gays, and
okay, go on ahead.
And then you have the Celine gays.
Finish your thought.
Say what you had to say.
I'm not offended by any of this, by the way.
Period.
Just finish your thought.
Period.
She over here looking at me like I'm supposed to say something. I'm like, go
flinch,
ahead,
like you're supposed to flinch.
I don't have no feelings, girl. No feelings whatsoever.
What are emotions? But these hives, these clubs, these fan clubs, these fans in general, I don't know how to describe the fandoms that they have, but they're fucking scary. They will come for you.
Okay, but there is one fandom that really towers above the rest, and that is K-pop. That is K-pop. If Beehive or terrorists,
I don't get the K-pop movement at all. And I love the Asian community. I love them and everything they're about. But when it comes to the K-pop music, I don't fucking get it. There are some cool songs that have come out of it that I've heard. I'm like, okay, I fuck with this.
Did you literally just say I love the Asian community with that?
I love them, but
no, I mean
but the K-pop movement, I don't get it. Maybe it's not my generation, but I'm not against it. I don't hate it. I'm not mad about it. It's just I, as an individual, I'm like, I don't get it.
You know what?
How it translates into American culture, like that came off like real far right. Like it was like, wait, what?
I'm not mad at K-pop. I like K-pop.
Okay,
I'm not a huge
K-pop likes you.
I'm not like a fanatic about it, but I'm not mad at K-pop at all.
Period.
As one who has been watching Japanese anime and listened to the music in the anime and everything else, it's not a big deal to me. And when it comes to anime is mostly Japanese, and I get it, so we don't really need to go down that road. But the fact of the matter is that
you know who has a big following in the Asian community, especially like in the Asian countries, Miss Brittany. Speaking up with the girl that we were just talking about.
Oh, here we go.
She has a huge following.
We bring it right back to Brittany.
Because there's something about.
But my opinion remains the same. I do not.
Can I ask you a question about Brittany?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think she's an icon in the gay world? I want to hear your mature, older, senior perspective on this.
Okay. Yes, I know we're going to go here. So let me go here with this.
Say it, girl.
I think when you're young, you have the icons that you identify with.
Correct.
And I do not see anything wrong with that. Period.
There you go.
When I was growing up in the 90s and the early 2000s, I had my icons. I had my Madonnas. I had my Whitneys. I had all this stuff. when I was young. That's what I had, and that's what I identified with.
Right.
So in the 2000s, it was the Britneys, it was the Christinas, it was the Destiny's Child at the time, and then it became Beyonce, and it became Adele, and it became all these other
Ariana.
Yeah, it became
Nicki.
Right now. Ariana, I love that little bitch. I love her. I'm sorry, I don't mean bitch, but Ariana understand. See, I can say that.
Such a derogatory term.
I can say that because Ariana would understand.
Of course.
She would understand.
Gays throw the word bitch around like straight dudes say dudes and bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Bitch, bro.
But
the equivalent.
but I love her, and I think she is just amazing. But every generation should have their icons, and I have no problem with that. None whatsoever. I'm not going to sit up here and go, well, my generation's icons were better than yours, because no, that's not the truth. Everybody should. I attach to people. When I was in my 20s, I was attached to the people that I loved. And low-key, you're in your 20s, not you, but everybody else in their 20s. Works both ways, bitch. I
quit.
But everybody in their 20s or what have you.
I just think it's funny how you want to attack me on air. Mm-hmm. Anyways,
yeah, exactly.
I had to get that out.
Exactly. So it's fun. It's fun. Britney is an icon, and
she is. I like her. I like her. I like her music. I'm not a fan where I'm gonna fucking hang her art on my walls. I do like what she's about. I do feel bad for her, what she's going through. I know the Britney gays are devastated. The Britney gays, plural, they're very devastated about what's going on, and they want to see the best for her. We all do, especially after hearing her just kind of. And you know what? Her voice, like, it changed because we're so used to hearing the high pitch, "Hey, I'm Britney Spears," and then when you hear her in the court, there's more bass in her voice. She's like, "I want my fucking freedom."
Well, I mean. That also happens with age. That happens with certain
All I'm saying is
lifestyles.
the gay community loves the fuck out of Britney. They do, and they support her. And I mean, not just the gay community, but predominantly the gay community.
But you know what? Like I said, I feel like it's bad timing. I feel like everything that she's going through with all the social issues that are going on right now, I feel like I would have been more. I think I would have cared a little bit more if this was 2 years ago. I think now, because
explain that to me. What's the difference between then and now? Like, what's wrong with now? What?
Because there's too many social issues for me to care about, to worry about.
List them. Exactly. My point.
Are you not living in 2021? Did you not live in 2020?
I just got back from the future. I just got back from the future. What's been happening? Where y'all at?
Did we not go through the whole thing with the George Floyd stuff? Did we not go through the whole thing with the Pride stuff? Did we not go through all? Right now, we're going through a complete renaissance when it comes to how we look at social issues. And I just feel like that, as much as I want to...
Which that is still happening, and it's still being progressive.
Yeah, exactly. And as much as I sympathize with... And
we talked about this. A lot of doors are being opened now, and a lot of statues are being taken down. Flags are being removed.
And like I said,
movements, marches, protests.
And I don't think that this is a frivolous thing. I just think that sometimes we put so much interest in what's going on with celebrities and rich people that we forget about what's going on with us.
True.
But
it's part of that
circus, not something that, as much as I love Britney, it's not something that affects me on a day-to-day level. Yeah. I feel bad for her, but at the same time...
But you're not going to stop drinking coffee because of her.
Exactly. I'm not going to stop eating it.
You're not going to stop going to work just because Britney's going through a conservatorship.
Exactly. I can't take a...
Can you imagine that call to work?
Yeah.
I can't come in today.
I can't come in today. I just heard Britney's
I'm in a mental day. I'm in a Britney day.
And I just can't do it. I'm sorry.
You imagine calling into work?
Yeah, exactly.
Britney's not okay today, and neither am I. I can't come to work. Can you imagine that the manager on the receiving end?
I just think that we have to sometimes think about how we.
I think it's part of the grand scale.
Yeah.
As much as we have the serious social issues, as much you have your politics, you have social issues, you have entertainment, you have everything, and I think it's part of the blender, the whole blender of things. She fits. Although social issues have more importance, she fits right in a way. She's kind of like a distraction too from what's happening.
Yeah, and like I said, if this had happened a couple of years ago, I think I would be much more concerned. But now it's like, you know what? I want to feel bad for her.
I think I'm going to disagree with you on the timing. I think the timing is right.
But I think it's 5 minutes of being concerned about her and the rest of the time being concerned about everything else. And that's really how I feel about it.
Right.
And that's all I got to say about it. Because honestly, that's how I feel about it. I don't put that much stock in the celebrity or rich people as much as other people do.
I have to.
That's just the thing with me.
Yeah. I do it because it's part of my job. Yes and no, like both on a personal level and on a working level. Like I have to know about these current events going on, like Britney, Pride, politics, anything of that nature.
Well, since I started a podcast, yes, that's what I have to do.
Yeah.
But it's what I have to do. It's not what I want to do.
You know what I've learned to do also? I've learned not to read into things too much. Like I tend to look at articles, or actually I tend to just look at the headlines. And that's how I get more information out of the headlines than actually reading the article. Because sometimes when you read through some articles, there's just a lot of wording, a lot of personal opinions from the writer. And it's like,
But I don't, that's not how I work. I read everything I do because not everything is in a headline. You really have to understand the context of what the person is saying. That's why I read an entire article about anything I'm reading.
True.
Anything I'm interested in or anything I'm not interested in. I read the whole article because there's nothing worse.
And I'll read some of those articles if they can hold my interest. But if I'm like, I'll skim through it. I'm like, like I'm like literally like, what? Okay, I know what it's about now.
Well, there's nothing worse than sitting down having a conversation with someone about an article that you both know about. But you read the article and they skimmed 3 lines and went, oh, well, this is my opinion of it. And I'm like,
I'm an expert on the subject now.
Wait, but did you read the entire article?
No, but I know what I'm talking about because I saw the same article as you did.
Exactly.
And you're like,
no.
What?
I read the whole article. Even if I wasn't interested, I didn't want to read the damn article. But I read it because, well, that's what I do.
Inform yourself is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. I just keep informed. That's it. That's all there is to it. And no matter how you look at things on whatever level you're looking at, I read shit. And I can pull out the bullshit quite quickly. So when I've read an entire article...
that's what I'm noticing now. Like, seeing through the bullshit of a lot of things. For example, here goes my conspiracy.
Oh, here we go.
I'm starting to watch a lot of shows on the streaming services that from shit that I grew up with, shows, cartoons, or just shows in general I loved. And now as an adult, when I'm watching these shows, because I used to watch them as a kid, and a lot of the references just flew by me because I didn't get them. And now as an adult, I'm looking at these shows like, wow, this show was on another level, and I didn't even know it.
I didn't realize that until I was, I grew up on... Warner Brothers cartoons, Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck. Right. Daffy Duck. By the way, I'm a stand for Daffy Duck. I don't care. I'm a stand for Duck.
And that's on
Daffy Duck in his early days before they turned him into the sidekick for Bugs Bunny.
Period.
He was a shit.
On God.
He was a shit. So I stand for Daffy Duck. Yes. I love Bugs Bunny. Don't get me wrong, and I enjoyed his cartoons. But every time Daffy Duck came on the scene, I was like, yes, Queen, love you.
I can relate. We're both ducks.
Yeah, we're both ducks. We're both greedy ass ducks who don't give a shit about nobody.
Oh wow, this shift.
And we get shot in the face a lot. I mean,
whoa. What you do with your kids is your choice and your decision.
No, you did not say that, girl.
Your kids on your face?
No, okay.
Those kids. Okay. Not the other kids.
Okay, thank you. Make sure you put that. We on video now.
Allegedly. That's a new run.
You don't want people coming Allegedly. You don't want people coming for you on that sub. No.
Not at all, bitch. Period.
No, But yeah, so it's like once I didn't know what they were talking about when I was a kid. I just knew that, they got knocked on the head, anvils fell, they got shot in the face, all kinds of stuff. But when I grew up and I really got the context, I'm like, now I understand when they were talking about it.
But isn't it crazy, though, like, as you get older, how each new generation has, like, I'm seeing that now I'm 35, so I'm seeing that from a 35-year-old point of view, where, like, I'm realizing now that with each generation comes new artists, new people, new icons, this, new that, new references, shows that were cool when you were a kid, coming back years later. There's a lot of like 2090s culture that's coming back with the new Gen Z loves anything 90s. Anything colored.
I don't know why.
And they live for it. They will go to thrift stores and thrift their heart out till they find something 90s from the 90s references.
As one who grew up in the 90s, I love that stuff in the 90s.
You grew up in the 80s, bitch. Don't try it.
Okay.
First of all, those were your 20s, mamas.
As one who grew up in the 90s,
70s, late 70s, 80s.
Grew up in the 90s, in his 20s.
In the late 80s.
In the 90s.
In the 1800s. What about it, bitch?
Girl, I'm not gonna do this with you.
Little gay on the prairie. What, mamas? What? So when you was on the wagon,
when I was watching Friends, and I was watching
the horse and the buggy,
when I was watching all. And by the way, I was all about living single. I love Friends, but I watched Living Single. But
speaking of Friends, somebody brought up a point on TikTok that had me cracking the fuck up. They're like, "How did these friends go 10 years without a single friend that was of color, except that one girl, Aisha Tyler.
That was it. Which I think was in season 9, season 8,
towards the end.
Like, because somebody said something in the 2000s. Said, "Wait a minute, why are these 5?" And I'm sorry to throw it out this way, but why are these 5 white friends have no other friends but themselves for 10 years, and not one other character of color popped up in this 10 seasons or whatever seasons you were? However. Look at it like this. What was the next show to come? You
don't have to get mad.
What was the next? No, I didn't get mad.
You don't have to hit the equipment, Joel.
I'm sorry. I'm going to beat up the equipment. What's the next show that came after that also became a huge hit?
You got me there.
That had no person of color in the background.
Frasier.
Nope.
Oh.
In the 2000s. Nope. Was on for 10 years. Had the worst finale ever.
Grey's Anatomy?
How I Met Your Mother.
I never saw that show.
How I Met Your Mother.
I never saw that show.
Which was the Friends of the 2000s.
Didn't they do the same fucking thing?
They did the same exact thing.
Every goddamn day they went to the same bar, had the same issues, went back to the apartment, had the same issues, occasionally drove somewhere.
Same formula, same issues. Yes, exactly.
Wow.
It still did not have a person of color in the entire...
First of all, I don't appreciate the inequality in the programming.
It worked. And it worked for CBS.
It sure did.
And they literally just took the same...
But that's changing now, though. The beautiful part about in 2021, a lot of that old programming, you can't blame the actors. You can only blame the network. Because when it comes to show business and things like that, they cast primarily certain people of certain colors. They want a certain look because they want to cater to a certain audience.
Yes, exactly.
Period. And then you have networks like BET that comes around, has their own shows, brings on Lil Nas X, has some dancing and kissing boys on stage.
Well, back in the earlier days, the CW and UPN had shows that were
they were the only ones.
Yeah, they were for predominantly black audiences. Which, once again, as much as I enjoyed some of the shows, I just wish that they would push it. I just wish white audiences would have appreciated it.
And it's changing. And it's changing for the better now because things are being challenged and things are being questioned. Well, why don't we have more black people of color? Let's just say people of color. Why don't we have more POC models? Why don't we have more POC actors? And then now you have certain actors taking over important roles that used to be primarily a white character. Now they're like, you know what, we're going to switch it up and we're going to throw a black person in there and deal with it.
And, I think what was so frustrating back then was the fact that The Cosby Show proved that you could do an all-black show.
Not Mr. Cosby in the rape culture.
Yes. You had Mr. Cosby, who came out in the 80s, had to fight to get the show on the air, had to fight with journalists.
He was a pioneer in his time.
How is it that, wait, there's no
all
black
sexual
doctors,
assault
there's no black
allegations
lawyers, all that other stuff, before all the other stuff happened.
Bro, when all these... Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah,
when all these allegations came out, that definitely tarnished the fuck out of his image. The rape charges, the accusations, things... I'm going to throw allegedly out there just in case. But that changed his image. Once I realized, like, holy fuck, you were doing that the whole time. And here I thought you were this wholesome, jello kind of dude. And then come to find out, you were sexually molesting, raping women against their will. Like, that did not sit well with me.
Well, you know, nobody hears about Jello pudding pops anymore either. So,
Bitch, they dropped them in a heartbeat. Jello said, we gotta
I think
go.
Jello went out of business after that.
They're still around.
Really? Because I haven't had a Jello anything in, I don't know,
They're
15
still around.
years?
Girl, Jello ain't going nowhere. Jello is iconic. It will be around. It transcends time.
Well, I think Jello has really just dropped back to like the box.
That box.
That's
yeah,
it. They
Bill
used to have like several different products. Have you gone to the ice cream section? Jello used to have like ice creams.
They did?
Yes, Jello pudding pops. Yes.
You got me there.
Yes, they had ice creams for a
But
long
mind you,
time.
I'm not
you
a
can't
very-
find them in the.
I'm not a big on sweets person, just because there is diabetes in my family history, so I tend to avoid
Well, I'm also lactose
lot.
intolerant, so I can't eat a lot of ice cream.
that part.
But occasionally, when I do, I have to go buy pills and all this other stuff. But occasionally, when I do have a craving for ice cream,
When you sacrifice yourself,
you know, there's so
in
many
your guts.
But I don't remember the last time I saw
When she's on the
Jello.
bottom, she goes eats dairy products.
I have never seen Jello pudding pops. I've seen Jello pudding.
yeah,
But
I didn't know you
girl,
could
I
make
think there's like this tiny little section in the dairy
that
section.
would taste weird. I feel
But I feel like nobody ever picks it up.
no.
I don't think anybody ever
They're
buys
there.
it.
No, they buy them.
They're there.
They're there. I just feel like Cosby definitely tarnished their image slightly because he was like their spokesperson for
It's like being-
ever. It's kind of like Jared from Subway.
Yes, I was about to say that.
Bitch.
It's like Jared from
Another
Subway.
little that was a whole different level though. He was more into the kid stuff.
Ugh,
That's fucking disgusting. I was like, bro.
Okay, all of it is disgusting, but the
It
fact of
is.
the matter is that you use celebrity and to try to do these things, and that's where I was like, you know, I can't stop putting your faith in celebrities because
Agreed.
celebrities are terrible people.
Just wow. So did you see how he walked out of court though, Bill Cosby? Like that was all over social media because he walked out and he just did his Bill Cosby's face, and then he did and then he walked again.
I want the camera. I wish someone was, you know, when the production values go up for this show, I can't wait until there's an actual cameraman who's going to show my face
when we can
when
afford,
I have
when we can afford to pay people on season. Hopefully,
season 19.
wow, she was projecting us out there.
But
I was thinking like season 4.
Okay, well, I mean, by season 19, I mean, girl, we have an entire studio.
Okay,
All we do is come in, sit down, and they do all the work.
bitch, that will be the day. That will be the fucking day we can just stroll up in here. Where the
Okay.
fuck's my coffee?
Of course, season 19.
And I can grab a drink and be like, this whiskey was not right.
Of course, season 19, he'll be visiting me in the old folks' home, getting me to sign all the papers that he needs to take over the show completely,
That part.
to take over the production company.
And I'll say it here right now.
And
I have no shame in my game.
And I don't have no shame in it either.
Period.
Come on into the nursing make sure you bring me the a
Who
bottle of vodka.
who said that I was going to visit you?
I didn't say. Well, if you want the paperwork,
I'll send somebody that looks like me. We can afford it at that point. At that point, it's like, just
are you going to
to
send 35-year-old you, or are you going to send 65-year-old
I'll
you?
send whoever it
I'm
takes.
sorry, 55-year-old you.
I'll send whoever the fuck it takes.
You'll be 55 at that time.
And what, mama? And I'll be looking good. And I'll be on my best glow up. Period.
And I'm going to be 85, looking like Morgan Freeman.
Bitch, I'm going to come up with the Clorox right now. Like, hey, Joe, what's
Just
going
doing my Morgan Freeman thing.
Hey,
thinking,
mama. Just came to visit here.
Maybe Morgan Freeman from Red.
Drink this fabuloso. It's a lavender drink that just came out. Next day, dead. Look at me.
Okay, but you heard it first on here,
Why
y'all.
am I plotting your death like years in advance?
Yeah, exactly.
Think about that.
Yeah. Because a good detective will come back and look and go, wait a minute.
I'll delete the footage. I will scrub this off the internet. I will invest millions to make sure that
That's fine. I do the audio. So there we go.
she has a secret hidden file with this whole. This is all allegedly, by the way. I'm just gonna throw that out there. That card.
Is it all allegedly? I hope so. Yeah, allegedly,
This is a
he's not going to kill
hypothetical-
me when I'm 83 years old.
And just for clarification, we were talking about a movie that we were going to shoot where you died in that movie.
Yeah, exactly.
This
Oh,
is
I'm sorry.
not
Not
real
83,
life.
73. I'll only be 73.
That
Girl, I'll
part.
still be young.
That
I'll be
part.
73 years young. It's fine. It's fine.
bitch.
You know what, bitch? We need to take a break because, girl,
Fuck it, let's
you know
do
why
it.
I'm crossing my... Everybody, y'all know why I'm crossing my arms? Because bitch got to pee.
Okay. So, hang on
Make
tight.
sure you take that out in production.
No, that's going to stay.
Oh, is that going to stay? That's fine.
Go change
bitch
your diaper.
got to pee.
Go change your diaper, and we'll be back.
Okay.
That part. We'll be back in a few. You're going to see just a second of it. We're going to be taking like a 15-minute break, so you'll see a
Wait a
smooth
minute.
transition.
You're going to be doing the video. We shouldn't even be seeing the
At
transition.
all, to be honest.
You're not going to see the transition. You're not going to know that I got up out of this chair.
At all.
Went to the bathroom and then...
At all.
Then I walked in, came back in here naked and was like, hey, Julio, look at this. Look at me jangling all my stuff.
Please don't do that. Please save me the trauma that I'm going to experience as an adult.
By the time you leave this house, it's going to be a lot of trauma. You're going to be in therapy for at least...
So
in your
this is our first and last episode.
In your afterlife, bitch. In your when you reincarnate in the next life, you're gonna start your life in therapy, girl.
Oh my god,
that's yeah. You're gonna start your life in therapy. Mm-hmm.
So
6 years old, and
a bitch needs new eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to cut you off while you go on this tent. I need some new eyes
because we still got some other subjects to get to, girl.
Yeah, we do. Period.
Because you know what, the problem is that we're gonna have to learn, and we're learning by doing.
Yeah, we are.
We're learning by doing.
Yes, we are.
So we're going to have to learn how to be able to say, we talked about it, thought about it, and moved on.
Period.
Because, we can get off on a tangent.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, we can get off on a tangent. And you, girl, bitch, Charlotte, Charlotte always said that
So we're going to bring Charlotte into this?
Charlotte always said
Charlotte, if you're watching, I just think it's funny.
Mm-hmm. That I kind of sometimes overtake the conversation. Now I'm dealing with a bitch who does the same thing.
Hello.
Okay, I learned my lesson, Charlotte.
You're welcome, Charlotte. This is your little vengeance right here.
Yeah, you got your vengeance, Charlotte.
How you doing? Period.
But we gonna cut
Scott
this
was always so calm. Charlotte, aka Scott, he was always so
he was always so calm and just so. But Scott always has it together.
Yes.
From the moment that I met him,
it's irritating. I'm like, stop being so.
He has it
together and calm, and
he's not like any of these. And I'm gonna say this: he's not like any of these other twinks who act like all they have to do is be skinny and pretty, and that's it. This is a bitch who came in and said, "I'm gonna get to work."
Who come in and said, "I'm that girl. I'm gonna be that girl, and I'm gonna continue to live as that girl."
She's crazy. She's from Florida. She's a little crazy. So when she came in here and said,
Latina, she's cray.
Yeah, exactly. When she came in here and said, "Joel, I have all these plans. I'm gonna do all of this," I said, "Girl,
mamas,
okay, let's get to work.
Do that.
Let's do that. Let's do that." So I need to go, girl. I'm taking a break.
Yeah, we'll take a break. We'll be back in a second, according to you guys.
Okay, we'll be right back. And we're back.
Hey, y'all. Welcome.
It's me, Joel Tatum, and Julio Briseño.
Hi.
Sitting at the mics, just having a good time, having a nice little libation.
Let's tell the people what. So off air, Joel had a real interesting take on Ms. RuPaul and how he feels about her right now.
It really gets back to the conversation that we were having earlier about Desi's drag race.
Okay.
And, they're also having they're having another drag competition at JR's as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're having another competition at JR's as well. And it got me to thinking, and this is what it got me to thinking, because I was watching season 6 of the All-Stars.
Real quick, what kind of competition are they having? Are they doing...
I think they're doing something similar.
Because I know Coffee, who's a local iconic Houston entertainer, she does so you think you can drag type of thing.
Yeah.
She does that where she'll bring newbies who I want to do drag, and she gives them a platform, say, okay, here it is, mama, perform, do what you got to do. But they're having like an actual elimination competition thing, or
I'm not really 100% sure. I just thought that they had something similar going on at the same time, but I don't want to really delve too much into that, because as far as drag in Houston is concerned, drag in Houston is the shit.
It's taken off.
It has really taken. And like I said, Charlotte really helped me get there.
Yeah,
because she really showed me everything that was happening in the drag world in Houston.
Yes,
where I might have been a little dispassionate in the past about drag.
Dispassionate
in Houston. How? Just really not. Honestly, just not that interested. I start.
Or question: when you say disinterested, is because the girls that you were used to seeing weren't performing anymore, and there was the new generation?
No, it was because I felt like I'd seen most of the girls already, and I was pretty much done. And I wanted to.
Almost every grade goes through that, where we see girls who we're used to seeing the girls that we came up with in the bar scene, and then all of a sudden you got these newbies coming in, and then
you lose interest. Yeah.
And you're like, what's going on? Or you feel so personal about it because you got so attached to the girls that you grew up or you got used to watching all the time. That happened to me, but I've learned to embrace the new.
Me too. And as many times as you made the old jokes about me, I would like to say this.
And as many times it will continue.
Yeah, it will probably continue. As you know, the funny thing is that I am now starting to see things from a different perspective.
Yeah.
And because I'm starting to, the brain stays young. The body might get old, but the brain stays young.
Yeah.
And, I'm starting to see things from a different perspective. And I'm really starting to enjoy drag culture more than I've ever enjoyed drag culture.
Nice.
And, yes, RuPaul might have had a small hand in it. But when I really got to see drag in Houston, and it took a pandemic for me to realize what I was missing out on. It really took a pandemic. It really took it really took Blackberry and Dynasty Banks and Annalise Taylor.
I was part of that group that during the pandemic that was helping them, some of them, not all of them, some, that I was helping them put shows or productions together, live shows. Because I remember during the pandemic, we had nobody had nowhere to perform.
Yeah, exactly.
Some people weren't even making money because sometimes for some of these queens that do it as a profession, that is their job. That's how they get paid.
Yeah, exactly.
So I remember that during the pandemic, we would set up live shows, live call-ins. I remember that at the beginning of the pandemic, me and Piero linked up and did a show at Ripcord, a live stream. We even had people call in. We did a show at Eagle. We did a hot wing challenge, things of that nature. Anything to keep our people entertained during that time.
And the bars really started to embrace. I think the bars before the pandemic, we'll do a drag queen brunch every now and then, and we'll do a little bit of this and that, and that's it. And I think that the bars really started to appreciate drag culture during the pandemic because they were seeing these queens going, well, I'm not working and I need to work. And they were starting Twitch accounts. They were starting TikTok accounts. They were on YouTube. They were on everything.
Bitch, you saw so many Cash App.
They were doing
names.
OnlyFans. They were doing all this stuff. And by the way, OnlyFans is not just about porn.
It's not.
It literally.
That's what we know it as.
Yeah,
though.
That's what we know it as. But you could be a musician. You can be, It
originally started out as for people who cook, who can go on there and do their shows.
Yeah, exactly.
But then
I did not know that.
It started out specifically for it was supposed to be just for people that did cooking and hobbies and things of that nature. But then you had the other industry that kind of came along and said, hey, this would be a good platform for us.
Honestly, the sex industry really needed this platform.
Yes.
We lost Tumblr.
And it works for the sex industry and the sex workers. It works
for them. They lost Tumblr. They lost... and
at the same time, while OnlyFans numbers grew during the pandemic, there was a backlash against OnlyFans. And that was because they had one celebrity who started an Only account.
What was it, Gigi Hadid?
Not Hadid. It was some Gigi something, or I forgot the name of the girl. She started the account and said, hey, I'm going to go on there and I'm going to show y'all everything or something of that nature. And so people subscribed. People paid the price. And when she got on there, she gave him the most softcore show ever. She didn't even show anything.
But see, that
pissed off a lot of people. And they did chargebacks to OnlyFans, which changed the way people got paid on OnlyFans. Oh. So a lot of sex workers were pissed the fuck off because they were able. I think their payment schedule used to be they could either pull the money out whenever they wanted to, or it was once a week type of payment, and now it turned to once a month. So a lot of these girls are like, bitch, I depend on my money every week or every whatever, and now you're switching me to once a month. And a lot of, it's like Kara something. I forgot the name. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, bitch, they were not happy about that situation.
But, the whole, like I said, with OnlyFans, I honestly did not realize at the beginning. Now, when I had Jacob Socialite on, he had already had an OnlyFans account. He was doing what he considers erotic art. He is a performance artist.
Okay.
Y'all need to look him up.
Wait, what does he do? What's he do? Like, what kind of shows does he put on there?
He is an artist, and he does a lot of what I consider erotic porn.
Okay.
Or
is it
artistic porn? It's hard to describe because he combines art and sexuality.
Porn. Okay.
It's not really porno, though. I don't really think it's porn because it
like
does,
there's no physical aspect.
There are some physical aspects, but it's done in a way that it's creative.
Tasteful,
and
creative,
yes,
artsy.
Or downright just awful. I mean, he can range from tasteful to the darkest aspects of the human soul when it comes to art.
Okay.
So
what's his at on OnlyFans? Do you know it?
It's Jacob. It's just Jacob Socialite.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But
check him out, y'all.
Yeah, check him out. So so he's been doing that for quite some time. So that's how I got my OnlyFans experience, was through him and seeing all the different genres.
Shortly after, you discovered some new accounts that cater to yours.
No. I actually discovered other. I didn't realize they had musicians, they had artists,
everything.
They had
and now
cooking shows.
OnlyFans,
they have all kinds of stuff going on.
So OnlyFans is going through its transition. It started out for cooking, but then the sex industry came in and said, "No, we're going to turn this into our thing." And now it's not only becoming a sexual thing; it's also becoming a thing where it's just another social platform.
Yeah,
and artists are coming on, not necessarily showing porn. Big artists, Cardi B's on there.
Exactly.
She's not necessarily showing porn; she's just showing her content.
Yeah, exactly.
More. People are paying for it, so she's giving them more detailed stuff.
It's kind of like a combination between Patreon and
yes.
What's the other one? Oh, good Lord!
Pornhub?
No, not Pornhub. Patreon.
XTube?
No, not porn. We're
sorry, y'all. My mind went to the gutter. The gutter.
Patreon and Tumblr. That's what it is. Because Tumblr was all. Yes,
I miss Tumblr.
It's all about. Don't worry about. Can I tell you something? Don't worry about missing Tumblr. Twitter already picked up that role.
They did, but it's not the same. I don't think.
Really?
I don't think. Yeah, you can find content on there. You can.
You know that our page, and it's my fault, by the way. Okay, it's my fault. I'm gonna probably make some changes because I don't take our Twitter page that seriously because Twitter. When I'm looking at all the social media that I think that the show is going to be more successful on, there are podcasts on Twitter
on everything.
But the problem is that they're okay. But hey, you know what? I would rather follow you on Instagram or Facebook. But when it comes to Twitter, girl, I get nothing but dick pics.
You know what? You know what I love?
It's the best dick pics. I'm gonna say this. The best dick pics I've ever gotten are on Twitter.
The best on the internet.
The best porn that I found was on Twitter.
For real?
Because all these guys would have these accounts where they would show their dick for like maybe a few pictures, and then they would import
reel you in.
Follow
my link.
Others, links, and everybody else, because everybody would jump on their page and say, well, here's my link to my porn. Why don't you show a little bit of my porn so people can... Yes.
Yeah, there's a plethora of porno and adult content on Twitter. Bitch.
I was shocked.
Everything and anything.
Shocked, because I thought Twitter was just this little boring thing where everybody talked about news and social issues and all this other stuff.
Twitter's similar to TikTok, I feel, but more of a.
I feel like
instead of a video, they're more like content, and they have video too.
Well,
but they had their tribes, like
they're the TikTok of words. TikTok is about video, where Twitter is about words.
Correct.
So I feel like that's why I probably fell in love with TikTok.
You know who's on TikTok a lot? Blackberry's on TikTok.
Yes.
And she's like, bitch, I see all your...
Girl,
we damn near follow the same videos because she's like, I see all your comments.
I have a... Girl,
hell
please.
Yeah. I love Blackberry. That bitch
I
is
stand
so
for
Blackberry.
I stand for Blackberry.
And I had a conversation with her about the RuPaul situation. And
can I get into that real quick?
Go for it.
Let me get into that real quick.
Tell me.
Let me tell you something right now. I said earlier that I would watch the All-Star seasons.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Because the All-Star seasons are entertaining. Season 14, they've already picked all their queens. And they've already started doing all their stuff.
Quick question. Raising my hand. I don't watch the show religiously. I'm not too familiar. I know of the show. I know as a bartender, I hear the references a lot, like the sayings, the memes, the wording, the phrase of the month, whatever that is. I hear it. but I've never watched. I love drag, but I don't care to watch the show.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I've been watching RuPaul's Drag Race since season 1.
So what season are we on now?
We're on season... Now, we just finished season 13.
Okay.
Season 14 is already in production. That probably won't come out until maybe August, maybe September.
And will there be a Houston Queen on it?
No.
I quit.
So that's my point, is the fact that I will no longer... I'm not going to watch season 14, and I'm not watching any other season until I start to see... There's no Texas Queens on here either. At all. None. At least there was 1 or 2 seasons. Let's talk about RuPaul's Drag Race for just a minute.
Do it.
Okay.
And I'm going to find a shirt that I'm going to buy you that you're going to like.
Let's talk about RuPaul's Drag Race for 1 minute.
Okay.
I watch all the side shows.
Yeah.
I watch the pit stop with... By the way, y'all watch the pit stop with Trixie Mattel. She is funny as fuck. I was not a big fan of Trixie Mattel for a long time.
I love Trixie and the other girl. And they're coming through
Katya.
Houston. Yes.
Yes. But Trixie Mattel, I love... Okay, the pit stop, Bob the Drag Queen, Trixie Mattel. The 2 best hosts ever.
Yes.
On the pit stop.
Their commentary alone the YouTube show, the series on
Amazing.
Netflix.
Amazing. So, here's the thing. I watch all the side shows. I watch Bussy. I watch, what's that queen's name with the...
Girl, you got me there.
I'm sorry. Jake Anse. Okay. I watch Jake Anse because he gives all the tea. He gives the best tea. with his cute little sunglasses on in his little bedroom, with all his neon stuff in the background. Like, we have the neon stuff, and I told you that cactus looked familiar. Jake Anse. It's from Jake Anse, and if I'm pronouncing it wrong, y'all let me know. But I love his videos. I love Bussy. I love the Bussy videos. So I watch all that stuff. The problem is that here we are in season 14.
Yeah.
They've done all the stuff. I've been waiting I did not catch up with who was going to be on the show
until who was on that season.
By the way, they haven't shown the season yet. Okay. They're just in production. Ooh. We'll see the season later on.
Clearly, there's no Houston Queens because I still see them performing
no Texas
everywhere.
Queens. There's one queen which
pisses me the fuck off. To be honest,
there's one queen who is Latin. She was from Texas, but now she lives in Tennessee. And I'm
she's a Tennessee queen then.
I'm like, why are y'all doing that?
Texas, but she's not a Texas queen.
And they made sure underneath that they put formerly from Texas, but now she's from Tennessee. And I'm like, no, bitch. She's from Tennessee.
She's from Tennessee, mamas.
Don't do that.
Don't try that.
Don't try that.
You try.
If she's from Tennessee, she's from Tennessee.
There's a girl from Dallas, something Davenport.
Yes.
Right?
Not Kennedy.
Is that her name?
I'm
sorry. I'm not trying to be like shady or shit. I really don't know. I know there was a queen from Dallas that they.
I know. Let me see. I know it's. I think it is a Davenport. I know that we had an Austin girl on. She's been on twice. So I'm sorry if I do not remember the names. I completely apologize, and I know it's going to show up in the comments. And that's fine. Please, in the comments below.
Forgive him.
In the comments below, please remind me of the queen from Dallas and the queen from Austin, who's been on. And she performed at All Can Harry's, and I've seen her at all.
There was one, I think, the last season, Rose, whose family's from Sugar Land, Texas, which is literally 30 minutes away from Houston, roughly.
Yeah, but her family's from there, but she's not officially from. Isn't she from New York? I think
no, she lives there, but her family is from Sugar Land.
Yes, exactly.
I'm pulling up, by the way. I'm pulling up the shirt that I'm going to buy you so you can see.
But anyway, there's no Houston Queens. Where's Violets Are Blue? Where is the Queen? Where is Honeybee? Where is Dynasty Bank?
Yeah.
Where is Blackberry?
Where's the LaRue girls, the Crawford girls?
Exactly.
There's
Chloe T. Crawford.
Girl,
where's Coffee? I know Coffee is a little long in the tooth, but good God, I would love to see Coffee on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yes.
I know she's a little long in the tooth, and she's been in this community.
And when you think of Houston drag, she's one of those that she's an OG, a veteran, icon. She's been doing drag for so fucking long that I don't care how old or how young. You know exactly when you say Coffee in
Let me
Houston,
tell you something.
Texas.
I grew up with Coffee, and I'm 53 years old.
That's the shirt that I'm gonna get you.
Please do. Because,
and actually, he worked the creator of the shirt, which says "Fuck RuPaul." Is the houseoffraud.com. Andrew is the guy that is in charge of designing and creating. He makes a lot of. He's kind of like Charlotte. He makes underwear, jock straps, customize them, and he also has other merch.
Yes,
and he's a bartender at Ripcord, and he's one of them who has that particular shirt. He wears it all the time, and he gets a lot of shit for it. But he's like, I stand by it. He's like, fuck RuPaul. RuPaul ain't shit. Like in his mind, he's like, RuPaul ain't shit. I'm sorry if that's not the popular opinion.
Let me throw this out here when it comes to RuPaul.
Throw it, girl.
I'm grateful that she has a platform for drag. I'm grateful for that platform.
Because it has brought it to the masses.
But where are the girls?
So you're more upset about no Houston representation on the show.
Absolutely no Houston representation.
Which I'm upset about that too. Because it's 13 seasons in, going on season 14.
Are we not almost the third largest city in the country?
We're technically the fourth, but almost the third. Largest city in the United States.
And if more people, and by the way, a lot of people are moving from New York and LA to here, so it's going to get big.
Or from soon. California to Austin, Texas.
Exactly.
Like Austin's a new LA, new California.
Well, I think Austin is like the new San Francisco,
something like that.
Or at least they're trying to be
the new California, the new Los Angeles. Because a lot of people from the California state are moving into Austin. Joe Rogan moved there.
Yeah, exactly.
Elon moved a lot of his operations into near the Corpus.
But you know what happens in Austin usually filters right down to Houston.
Yep, sure.
So Houston being the largest city in this state. Austin might be like the entertainment part of this state. Houston is still the largest city in this state.
I've had some conversations with one of the queens. I don't want to say her name so I don't ruin her chances. So I'm just going to say one of the queens. And I asked her, like, what the fuck? Because she's like, I've been in contact with the RuPaul people. They know that we're interested. They know but they're not doing shit about it. And it's frustrating. Exactly. And it's like, what the fuck? We have everything you want. Because some of these queens in Houston, Texas, and I've said it before, they have their promotional game is on fucking on point, superb. Like they have videos, pictures, social media. They got it down to a T.
They have everything down to a T.
When it comes down to performing,
but we're 14 seasons in,
and no representation,
and whatsoever.
Frustrating.
And these queens, I watch these queens perform at Rebar.
Me too.
When they are, I'm not gonna say when they're kicked off, but honestly, when they're kicked off.
When they're able to travel and perform after the show.
They're able to travel and perform. Jiggly Caliente was here. Yeah. All the girls were here from the show. And here we are.
Shout out to Sunny, Sunny Michael, who is the show director at Rebar. Who also goes by the drag name Ondi, who does a phenomenal fucking job at bringing in a lot of talent. He doesn't get that much credit. I feel like he doesn't get that much credit, but he deserves the credit because that bitch brings on shows. That bitch brings in shows. She's an amazing. She is an amazing, phenomenal show director, and just the quality content. He's at times the shit that he brings, and the people that he's telling me stories. Sometimes they're like, "Girl, that bitch was more annoying than you think she was," and this and that, which happens a lot when you meet your favorite people.
Quick side note before we get into the rest of it.
Yeah.
When they're in drag, which pronouns?
I say she.
I always say she. With Charlotte, it's she. When Charlotte's in drag, it's she. When it's Scott, I still say she.
The same. It's part, but it's normal in gay culture. To each other with girls, she, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. But I saw a little bit of something about when we're trying to figure out which pronouns to use when they're in drag.
Drag
and everything.
Queens appreciate when you respect them, their pronouns, and use their actual.
I remember the conversation. It was about when you hire straight people to work the door or behind the bar, and they refuse to use the right pronouns.
It's a he. It's a dude in a dress. I get it. You're technically right, but there's a preference situation.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a reason we called them. They go by their proper pronouns. Go by their proper name.
Basically, put if you're in our world. You go by our rules.
Yeah, and it took him 2-3 hours to get into a fucking outfit and a makeup alone, and then you want to walk around and still call him, "Hey Scott," for example. I'm using Charlotte as an example. "Hey Scott," and she's in full drag. She's gonna give you that dirty ass look, like, "Bitch, I'm Charlotte right now." Respect that. Call me Charlotte. and refer to me as a she because I'm in drag. I put time and effort into this look. For example,
Yes, exactly.
using you as an example, Charlotte. But no, shout out to Sonny. Sonny, big fucking shout out. He does. I feel like he doesn't get as much credit. Like the people in our industry know who he is and what he's done. But outside of that, it's like, girl, like not everybody realizes that he's the one that orchestrates a lot of these shows.
So I'm kind of glad that we are kind of.
I would love to actually have him on the show and have him get his point of view on that.
You know, I love the fact that we are doing a little bit of video here because
he can probably give you more.
I'm going to tell you this right now.
I bet you he can give you the best RuPaul tea straight from one of the sources.
RuPaul and Michelle Visage. Let me tell y'all something right now.
Listen up, bitch.
Listen up, bitches. It's 14 seasons. No bitches are from Houston. I'm fucking pissed off. I'm fucking pissed off. We have some of the best drag queens you will ever see. And you have not given not one of them a chance in 14 seasons. Until I get an explanation, I'm done watching your show.
Okay.
I'm done. I'm done. I don't really care what. If season 15, if I don't see anything, nope, not watching. And etc. However long you're going to go on, no Houston girls.
Yeah. Agreed.
You know what? I'm going to just support the drag that's in this city.
That's what I've been doing.
And
that's why the show doesn't bother me or change my life. That's what I do. I go out and support my local girls.
I'm gonna just support my local girls because y'all don't have any. Y'all seem to think that y'all too good.
I'm gonna support my local girls, so when they do become famous, they'll be like, "Remember me?"
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna be that person. Remember me?
And by the way, BlackBerry didn't need y'all to become famous in the first place. So I'm gonna
wait. What's the tea on that?
BlackBerry.
And them what? Explain. What's the background story? What's going on?
There's no background story. It's just the fact that BlackBerry, who is one of the hardest working drag queens in this city,
yes, she is
now on the national stage.
She was on a Facebook commercial at one
exactly.
point, which the whole community was so proud of her.
Exactly.
Like, girl, you actually made it to a national stage, like on some level.
So the fact that we have a queen from Houston that has made it on the national level,
yes,
and you still ignore Houston drag queens,
yes,
screw you, RuPaul.
Ooh.
Until you come up with an explanation.
She gave you the bird, bitch.
Screw you, RuPaul.
Ooh,
that's all.
That was personal.
I am going to take it personal.
Damn.
I am taking it personally because you want me to follow your show, but you don't want to have any representation from the city that I live in. Nope, we're done. Let's move on to something else, girl, because I'm going to be super upset. I'm already super upset and angry because,
she's like worked up, people.
Like I said,
and you know what? It may
I don't
not
have a problem with RuPaul in the
FYI,
show.
Let's look at it from this point of view. It might not necessarily be RuPaul's fault. It may be the production team. It may be the
World of Wonder.
World of Wonder. So we're not necessarily blaming Ru, but because she's the face of it, we're taking it out on her.
We're going to take it out on her.
But it could be the production people. It could be some of the management team. Like, they're just fuck Houston. We don't like...
You know what? How about this? How about RuPaul just explain to me...
And maybe in their
defense... Or explain to the Houston audience... Hey, it's not me.
But not
it's
only
World
Houston,
of Wonder.
There's a lot of cities that deserve an explanation
exactly.
because not only I get it. Not only Houston has good drag queens. There's other cities that has really good talent, and you're like, why the fuck have our girls not been chosen?
Y'all pick the same cities every season.
Damn near.
Y'all literally pick the same.
Who are y'all
season.
Fucking in these cities?
Y'all pick the New York
that get to the front of the line.
New
bitch.
York always.
Who do I gotta fuck?
You know the funny thing is that.
I will throw myself in as a sacrifice for the Houston.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? The funny thing is that even L.A. I mean, I know L.A. drag is.
I'm not surprised.
Is not as huge. I don't think L.A. drag is that huge.
Yeah.
Honestly, I really don't. And I'm not. There's no ill will towards anybody who does drag in L.A. There's no ill will towards that. And I want to make sure I say that. None.
Yeah.
But I really do think that you're really skipping over some of the best drag in the world by not coming to Houston. The fourth
largest city, almost the third largest city.
And some of your performers have been here and performed.
They have. And they see the reaction that they get.
And they see the reaction and the love that we give to our queens. No. The fact that, no.
Okay.
Not going to do it.
That part.
Can't support it.
Not about it.
Not about it. So
not on my time.
So
not on my watch.
I know that I threw up the finger earlier.
Bitch, you caught me off guard on that one.
But I meant it.
I saw that. I've never seen you throw the middle finger.
I can't believe I'm saying it, but I meant
your middle
to.
finger wasn't even. It was even
because
formed. It was just
I'm
like
mad.
I'm figuring this out as I put.
I am mad.
All of us are.
And I don't care if everybody on the internet thinks I'm overreacting, but I am mad when I see quality and talent here not being recognized on the national stage.
That part.
So
that part. She said she spoke her piece.
I spoke my piece.
She said what she had to say.
Let's
if you got a problem, you can take it up with her on Instagram.
Yeah, exactly.
Tatum Joel. Follow her, like her, talk shit to her, send her.
You really gonna do me like that?
Bitch, our ads is everywhere.
You really gonna do me like that?
Yeah.
You can't share some of the. You just talk this much shit as I do.
Sure did.
So just send it to that little gay talk show. We'll call it a day. Just put it in the comments below, and we'll call it a day.
Period.
Julio will answer all your questions.
How you doing?
And that's that. But but like I said, I meant what I said. I said what I said.
And I meant it. And I fucking meant it.
And that's that. Let's move on.
You even gave her the bird. That should be a picture in itself.
Yeah, and I'm sure YouTube is probably ask you to like blur that out.
Yeah, they won't. They really won't because you didn't say. You just put up a finger. That's it.
But it's let's move on, girl.
So let's talk about the BET Awards. You had something that you brought up to me about the BET Awards, which included Lil Nas X.
Okay, and the
infamous kiss.
Can I make? I'm not interested. Let me make this quite short.
Okay,
quite short and simple because
No, but you had some good topics about that subject.
But then I thought about it.
We should talk about.
But then I thought about it. So let's make it short and simple.
Okay,
here we go. I'm sorry, black community, that you saw a black man kissing another man.
Once again, real quick, disclaimer. His opinions do not reflect the show or my opinion.
See this? Y'all see this? Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I'm sorry. And I'm sorry. Let me also take it down to this level.
Say it.
I'm sorry, black community.
Ooh.
Black heterosexual community.
Ooh.
That y'all saw another black man kissing another black man on TV.
Dang.
I'm sorry that y'all saw that, but sorry, not sorry. It is what it is. He did what he did, and that's all there is to it. So I'm not even going to go further into that. I said what I said. Let's move on.
Mic drop. You want to throw the finger at him?
Nope. Don't need to. I love my black gay community and everybody in my black gay community.
What is it about that upsets you? At least
what
briefly.
You know what upsets me is why you making a big deal about it.
Yeah. To you, it's normal, though. Think about it that way. To you, as a black gay man, it's normal.
I'm sorry. When I see a rapper with half naked ass women dancing behind him, and y'all don't have a problem with it
at all.
But
so
you see
a double standard, essentially.
You see one man on the stage kissing his dancer. Yes. Y'all lose y'all shit. Y'all don't have no problem losing your shit over half naked women behind you, but you had a problem with another man kissing a man. If it had been another woman, y'all still wouldn't have a problem with it.
Right.
Y'all would have been like,
yeah, he kissed a woman. Maybe he's straight.
Y'all would have enjoyed yourselves.
You know, there's a conspiracy theory behind Lil Nas X.
I don't really care. Let's not get into that.
They say that he's really not gay, but he became gay because of Illuminati and shit like that, and they're trying to push a certain agenda. And so he became more feminine, but in reality, he was just he's like an industry plant. That's what they call him.
I said what I said. That's it.
Meant it. And then I came in with like some theories and shit.
That's all I got to say about that. Let's move on.
Period. That part.
Not everything needs a 5-hour explanation
at all.
Kissed the man.
I will say though, you had some valid points about the black community, homophobia, and the macho culture within the black community.
The machismo culture in the black community. But I think it really just boils down to, I said something also, men are simple. Let's just keep it simple.
Which not only
you saw another man kiss a man, let it go.
Yeah, but not only it happens in the black community, that happens in the brown community.
Yeah, exactly.
And the white community and every color where they see people are just offended by it because it's not in their normal. Yeah, to us, it's like, girl, they just kissed. What's the big deal?
I see heterosexuals do all kinds of shit that I'm supposed to think is normal.
I worked at gay bars for 5 years now. Like, nothing surprises me. I've seen it all, from the mildest to the wildest.
I really get over, and I hate the fact that every time heterosexuals say, you know what? Okay, we get it. You're gay. Don't throw it in my face. I'm like, you know what? Y'all been throwing it in my face since I've been on this earth.
Time.
on this earth. Everything is about your romance, your love, your romances, your sex, your this, your that. It's all about you.
I will say
the one or two times that we show something, y'all lose y'all shit over nothing.
And I will say this in general. I think seeing more gay things on TV on normal regular platforms that you normally wouldn't see gay content on is slowly trickling into the mainstream media. And people are slowly becoming more accepting of it. I'll give some credit to RuPaul on that perspective because she brought drag to a forefront that was never there before.
Yeah, exactly.
And now you're seeing drag show now brunch shows at straight bars. You're seeing drag shows at straight bars in general. So it's slowly opening that door. And people are slowly accepting the fact that gay culture is here. It's going to stay and it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
It's here, it's queer, and it's not going anywhere far or near.
And the funny thing is that now that that's happening, we're opening up the rest of the rainbow. Now we're talking about transgendered issues.
I do feel...
Now we're talking about non-binary issues. Now we're talking about bisexual issues, which, by the way, needed to be talked about for God knows how long.
That and represented, for example, that Progress gay flag.
Yeah, exactly.
I love the new flag. How do you?
I do.
Okay, so question: how do you feel about that Progress gay flag? And if you're not familiar with what I'm saying, let me show you because I showed you a picture of it, and you're like, "Oh yeah, no," because I described it to you, and you're like, "What are you talking about?" But then I showed you, like, "Oh yeah, this flag," which you may or may not see.
Which, by the way, in post production, make sure you
show that one. Yeah,
show that up.
Gotcha.
But for those of us listening, remember we're still doing an audio podcast.
Correct.
So for those of us listening, give a little bit of history about that flag so they understand.
So the Progress gay flag was created by Daniel Quasar. He is a non-binary artist. He's a graphic designer, and he's known. Where are you going, bitch? You're on video. Hold on.
Oh, you can do that in post production.
Girl,
make a cocktail, girl.
I'm gonna wait for you, mamas.
Okay. Sorry.
Girl, really, Joel, in the middle of the show.
I'm sorry. We're also doing an audio.
Girl.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. We're back.
Bitch.
Okay, go ahead.
The table. You gotta set it up again.
Just cut that part, girl.
Okay.
I have to do audio too, so I know.
It's frustrating because we're trying to streamline everything. So what were we talking about? So the Progress gay flag, if you're not familiar with it, it was created by Daniel Quasar. Daniel is a non-binary artist and a graphic designer. He's known for the design of the Progress gay flag. It's a variation of the rainbow pride flag that incorporates additional colors to explicitly represent trans people and LGBTQ plus communities of color. The flag was released in 2018, and it was received with public and negative. It was received by the public with negative and positive reviews, and a lot of people asked themselves, "Why would you want to change the flag?" Which I initially was one of those people who's like, "Why leave the gay pride flag alone? Don't change it. It's perfect the way." But then,
just throw it in context here. Let's talk about the original gay flag. Okay, that was by who?
I didn't go that far into my research.
I literally told you to do the research for it.
You did, and what had happened was,
guess what, people? Google it real quick. As I always say, if you don't know something, Google it.
But I can probably look it up real quick. Okay. Yeah. So the gay pride flag, which was adopted in 1978,
yes,
it's a symbol of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, LGBT, and queer pride and LGBT social movements, also known as the gay pride flag or LGBT pride flag. The colors reflect the diversity of the LGBT community in the spectrum of human sexuality and gender. And I'm literally reading off of Wikipedia, FYI. I was one of the early people that I only knew the gay flag, the original pride flag, and the LGBT pride flag, and I was like, why do you need to change it? It's perfect the way it is. But then as time goes, you realize that flag, as beautiful as it is, it doesn't fully represent everybody. And so when I started seeing the Progress gay flag, I was like, you know what? I actually like that flag. It still includes the original flag, but it's added a few more colors in a very tasteful way.
So what we basically did is, and this is like I said, the beautiful thing about watching the generations coalesce.
Yes.
And this is what is happening with the generations in the gay community. there's going to come a time now. Okay, so we have the millennials, the Gen Xers, and the Gen Zers.
Yeah.
There's going to come a time when the only flag that anybody else knows after that will be this flag. But for right now, 3 generations know of all 3 of both flags. A lot of people
are adopting this new. I'm
yeah,
seeing
and this is going to be the new flag. But I don't. I also wanted that. The reason why I asked you to do the research is also to make sure that you take it in full on the full history of the flag, so that people know the full history. They don't just think that it was just invented in 2021 or 20. What was it? 2018? 20. When 15, the new flag.
The new flag came out in 2018.
Okay, I believe. The new flag came out in 2018, but the original flag came out in 1971, 72.
It came out in 1978.
1978. So
and it was created by Gilbert Baker, who was raised in Parson, Kansas, served in the Army, honorable discharge, and then he taught himself how to sew. And he was friends with Harvey Milk, influential gay leader. And that's where that flag was born. So I think that flag was born in San Francisco, if I'm not wrong. And then the new flag was created by Daniel Quasar. Now, Daniel Quasar is very low-key. And even on his website, he'll tell you, like, look, I created it. I put it out there to exist. I didn't realize it was going to take off the way it did. But now that it did, I'm going to let it live and do his own thing. He's not seeking the fame that comes with the flag. He's kind of just letting it be in its own thing. He has his own website. He'll sell his own merch directly from there. He's an artist. He also explained that if you go to his website, Daniel Quasar's website, and if I'm butchering your name, I'm sorry, Daniel, but he explained it on there. He's like, he explained that there's, mental health issues related, anxiety that he has. So therefore, that's why he's not at the very forefront of the flag, but he is happy of what the flag has done, the conversations it has created, the opinions that come from it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But you know what? Overall, it's an amazing flag. It has fantastic representation, an accurate representation of the community overall. Yes, I know there's some flags left out. You might argue that point, but for the most part, it still reflects our community in 2021. Yes,
but the beautiful thing is, and I just want to make sure for posterity and for history's sake, that the original creator of the flag also a lot in common with Daniel.
Yeah.
Very low key.
Yeah.
He created it. He put it out there. He didn't think anything of it. And then suddenly it just became a thing.
Took
and
off.
He still never I don't know what his face looks like. I don't know who he is as a person. Right. I think they did a documentary one time back in the day, and I'll probably have to look that up. But he really is not in the spotlight either.
Yeah.
So we have 2 artists who came up with the idea of gay liberation and the expansion of gay liberation.
Yes.
And they put it in the form of a flag, and these are 2 artists who did their thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they shared the most in common is the fact that they didn't take celebrity out of it.
No, not at all.
They
honorable.
Just put something out there that they thought that the community needed at the time.
To me, that's a real artist. To me, that's a real fucking artist. Somebody that just created something. They're not seeking the fame out of it. They accept that it's their project, that it's out there the way it's being used, and then they moved on from it.
Yeah, exactly.
And they went on to the next.
And it needed to be something that needed to be created at the time.
Because if Daniel Quasar really wanted to, I'm sure he could be on every morning talk show. He could have been on every late night talk show. He could have talked about it here and there, told how he came about it, and repeated the story over and over. And
because we live in that age where Daniel could have shared it on TikTok, he could have shared it
easily
on Instagram. He could have. Whereas what was the original?
George, what's his name? His name is Gilbert Baker.
Gilbert Baker didn't have those options. He literally made a flag, put it out there, and called it a day. He didn't.
Back in 1978, girl.
In 78. And it wouldn't be until, 20 or 30 years
Back
later
before he could even... only TV and radio. That was how you got your information. That would be
the only way. And honestly, we still wouldn't have heard about it.
Okay.
So...
Honestly. And don't get me wrong. Thank you to Gilbert for doing what he did to create that representation for us. And thank you for Daniel Quasar. Thank you to Daniel Quasar for taking what Gilbert made and making it better, or adding to it and making it more progressive.
Because you want to make sure that you give credit where credit is due.
Correct.
And you start with the originator, and then you move on to the people who takes. It's like the inventor of the wheel.
Yes.
I invented the wheel, but everybody along that figured out how to do the wheel better.
It's like when we learned how to fly.
Yeah, exactly.
The airplane, the Wright brothers.
Exactly.
You get credit where it's due.
Exactly.
We wouldn't be able to get to parts of the world now if it wasn't for them discovering that type of flight.
And we have like so many different flags. Every group, every person under the rainbow.
I can't keep track of all the flags.
Every person under. And by the way, it's
I
fun.
respect the flags, but girl, there's so many fucking flags. I cannot keep up with it.
Okay, well, as two gay men, we pretty much know what our flag is, and we've known since 1978.
Low-key, I've adapted the new flag.
Gay and lesbians, we pretty much know what our flag is. But bisexuals have their own flag. People under asexuals have their own flag.
Demisexual,
Demisexuals,
polyamorous.
Yes, trans people have their own.
Correct.
Yes, so having
which they deserve to because you want to represent yourself in one way or the other.
Deserve to have some kind of representation for themselves as well.
That part,
and I think that's a beautiful thing. And I think that having one flag that started the whole thing, gave us the rest that we have now.
You know who, moving now, completely switching subjects on you, you know who we should invite next on the show? Josh Martinez. Do you remember Josh? He was the guy that did that episode with you and Wendy and talked about CBD.
CBD oil. We went from flag to
CBD
weed.
to weed. Two controversial subjects all in one.
You know, we were segueing from flags to CBD oil. To weed, I mean,
sex toys.
I mean,
RuPaul.
Will weed become the future of Texas? Yes,
we will.
Yes,
we are the future.
And by the way, I wish that the United States government just get it over with, just legalize weed.
Yeah, to be fucking honest.
You know, Oregon legalized literally. Not just
New
weed.
Mexico did too.
Not just
recently.
weed. They literally legalized several other drugs. They've legalized coke.
Oh shit!
In the hopes that by legalizing it,
it takes away the power. From
it takes away the power, and two, that they can get people into rehab and all this other stuff. For those services, so those tax dollars could go back into getting these people off the drugs. At the same time.
They make so much money off selling weed alone, and they've recognized it. Like, holy fuck, that's a whole new
Colorado looked at their state coffers and we just made
that state came up, that glowed up. That state
we just made $500 million from weed sales alone.
More than that. That's a multi-billion-dollar industry at this point, because you have California, serious? Colorado, you have several other states that just legalized in there.
And you know, Texas has been dipping their toe. I
cannot fucking wait till Texas legalizes
unfortunately,
their shit.
We still have a Republican.
Girl, it's a Bible state. Texas is a red Bible state. No matter, is very conservative when it comes to that part.
Hypocrites! You want to bring gambling in,
but
you want to bring gambling into the state,
right?
But you don't want to bring in weed.
Same thing happened.
That's called being hypocrites.
It is.
It's the same way
because our money's going to New Orleans when people drive 6 hours or 4 hours.
New Orleans, Alabama, they're all supposed to be Bible states, but you brought gambling in,
which
is supposed to be a sin.
It is.
So
still gamble,
but you won't bring in weed.
I'm gonna put my life out there on risk. That part.
You got old ladies in wheelchairs and walkers and oxygen machines.
I personally have a strong dislike for casinos and things like that. Because
I do not.
For a long time, it kind of messed up my family for a little bit. Because when we used to live in Kansas, there was a casino that was like 2 hours away, and my family would religiously carpool together back and forth almost every day. 2 hours there, 2 hours back, just to go gamble, just to go. Bitch, when I tell you it fucked up my family, not necessarily in a bad way. They just created a certain part of them where like they became addicted to going. They like gambling. They like casino was a normal thing for them, and a lot of times I had to drive them there, and that shit annoyed the fuck out of me. So I have a love and hate relationship with casinos, where I've never been able to win at them, so I don't care for them, and then I see what it does to my family, so I already have that bad taste in my mouth about them.
You know, for me, gambling does not bring revenue into the state. It really doesn't. And I think that states
actually brings in a lot of money.
Here's the problem, though. The states waste that money.
They do. Like they do everything else.
They waste that money.
They do.
I was told when the lottery started, way back when the lottery started.
18 what?
That was 1807. But when the lottery came in, we're going to put all this money towards education because we're going to make Texas better at education.
Right.
Texas is 49th in education.
Damn.
The third or fourth largest state in the union
is number 49.
Is number 49, and I was told that my tax dollars, my lottery dollars,
your dollars ain't shit,
was supposed to pay for education.
Girl,
guess what? We're still 49th.
Yeah.
In education, so don't tell me. I'm really getting.
But like overall, our education system in the United States is trash. I'm sorry to say it; it's the fucking truth. They're still teaching us shit about. They're teaching us shit that doesn't even apply to real life.
You know, I have had to learn all my history.
I learned more as an adult outside of school than I learned in school.
You know where I learned all my history? On TikTok.
TBH, to be honest.
TikTok. I'm sorry, I learned all my history on TikTok. And as people of color, to learn about your history in this country on social media, I thought y'all was supposed to be teaching me this in the school.
That's not the only thing we learn on TikTok. TikTok would teach you, like, surprisingly, it would teach you a lot of shit about every subject and the truth about a lot of things. And one of them being CBD, bitch. Honestly, though, bringing it back to the CBD conversation. So before you had Josh on the show on that Pride episode, I helped him do like a promo video because we were going to have him as part of what I like to do on Monday nights at Buddy's. I call it local artist showcase, local entrepreneur.
By the way,
he's a cutie. Local artist showcase, local entrepreneur showcase. So we did a promo, and at the end of the promo, he's like, "Here, take one of these as a sample." It was a little vape that he gave me, and I was like, I didn't think it's like, oh, really?
He gave me, when it was me and Wendy, he gave me like these little orange gummies.
Yes,
which were, I left a bad aftertaste in my life, but in my mouth, not in my life. I'm sorry, I said in my life.
Both.
But I was never so relaxed,
bro.
In
CBD
my entire life.
Changed my life. So after he gave me that vape, I started vaping it, and I realized that it gave me a body high, but it didn't give me a mental high. Because when I get a mental high and I'm around people, I'm one of those that get paranoid. I get, what the fuck, what's going on? But I like getting high with marijuana. So when I tried CBD, it was such a low like potency, if you will, that it essentially all it did for me is just gave me a good body high, but I was still able to be focused. I was mentally there, like I was in there. I smoked it, and then like I was still present. I wasn't spaced out. I wasn't in somewhere else. I wasn't slowed down or anything like that. So ever since then, I ended up buying like a few more of those little oil things from him. What's it called? The vapes from him. And ever since then, like, I even bought oil for my dog of like the CBD oil. Now I put it in her food. Bitch, her whole like personality changes when she's on it. She becomes so much more happy. Everything's new again, and I love seeing my dog react to it. I fucking love seeing my dog high is actually funny in the good way, like with CBD oil, because they make it specifically for pets, and then just CBD in general. Like, I'll put it to you this way: if you get easily paranoid from regular weed or anything of that nature, I get you. I'm the same way. Try CBD. I highly recommend it. You will feel so much more in control, and you'll be able to carry out your day and things of that nature, and not feel like you're being dragged down, you're spaced out, anything of that nature.
So I'm gonna. You know what? You said something earlier.
What's that?
And I think I'm gonna post this challenge to you and put this. If this ends up on Facebook, now I know you're gonna have to do a lot of video editing. You're gonna do the same thing I do when it comes to audio.
Yeah,
you're gonna take things out. You're gonna put things in.
Yeah,
you're probably gonna. You know, I took a bathroom moment. I took a moment to go get a cocktail.
The bitch was in the middle of the show and we made it.
Okay, you know what? Mama, stop worrying about that. We have already talked about the fact that this is like our first episode. Mistakes are going to be made.
It is.
Things are going to happen.
It is.
We're going to learn how to
we're learning. This is literally our
certain
first
things.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is that, you know, I did this by the way, I did this with Charlotte.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to have to do this with you.
Ew.
You know, I cooked Charlotte dinner.
Okay.
And Charlotte and I had a good time. We sat around my house. We watched some TV.
Ew.
I cooked some dinner. First time I made her fried chicken and some vegetables. Next time, Thanksgiving, she came around. Aww. I made a full Thanksgiving dinner. So my thing is that I just heard you say Well, occasionally I like to smoke marijuana. I said, wait, whoa, here we go. Here we go. So I think that you and I are going to sit around and smoke marijuana.
Oh, my.
Marijuana.
Oh, my goodness.
As the old people say, marijuana. And I'm gonna make snacks.
Sure.
And we're going to sit around and we're going to watch some bad TV.
Oh, my God.
We're going to watch some bad TV.
This might be epic.
And it's going to be epic. I think it's going to be epic because I need to work out. Here's my thing.
Yeah.
It's all, for me, it's about working out trust issues.
Yeah.
And it's about being able to, it's about working out trust issues. So when I cook for people, it's for me to be able to put my best foot forward because I'm all about impressing. I learned a lot over the COVID summer.
And when I cook for you, I'm gonna order from Uber Eats.
Okay, I'm not doing that.
I'm gonna set up the table.
No. No, that's not me. I'm all about the impression.
Yeah,
I'm all about the impression. So I'm all about. I will worry about a menu.
Yeah.
For the next several days, I'll buy all the stuff. I'll watch a lot of recipe
videos. She'll be on
videos.
her Martha Stewart realness.
She's gonna be on her Martha Stewart real. Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg, they best friends.
Martha is savage.
You know what? Martha spent a little time in jail.
She's a savage bitch. And
she's a savage bitch.
I didn't see that side of her till she got around Snoop when she let out her real.
But she spent some time in prison. When you spend some time in prison,
she's a hardened criminal, y'all.
She came out a different person, and she came out a better person. She did. And I feel like that, she went from snooty, Connecticut, white bitch. To this.
That whole aesthetic was her.
To this person who saw life for the first time and said, you know what?
She went black and never came back.
And in a way,
think about it.
She kind of did.
She went black and never came back.
And now her and Snoop Dogg are best friends.
Bitch, they are.
And she is better for it.
She really is. Like, Snoop Dogg just kind of made her look cool.
And by the way, Snoop learned how to cook from her, too. Supposedly.
Oh.
You know what I'm going to make for you? Snoop has this fried chicken recipe.
Can I make a confession right now?
Yes.
And make anything you want in the world for me. I'm not a picky eater.
Oh, Lord, you're a picky eater. Tell me what you want.
No, when it comes to fried food, I am not a fan of fried food.
Really?
I promise you. You know why, though? Because I don't eat that much fried food in my regular diet as it is, and I don't. When I taste fried, all I taste is the oil.
No, I know how to make fried.
If you bread the chicken and bake it, I will all for it.
I have an air fryer, bitch.
Do that.
I know how to do that.
Okay, do that. But actually, fried in oil.
No.
Mamas.
I made Charlotte fried chicken in the air fryer. Bitch.
Life-changing. Air fryers are life-changing.
Life-changing.
What happened to us as a human before the air fryer was out?
Because I had to watch my salt diet and everything else.
There's sodium and all that.
And realized that I had to give up a lot of stuff. And then someone said, you know what, Joel, you don't really have to do it.
Yeah.
What you have to learn how to do is, first of all, your problem is that you eat all that processed shit. Mm-hmm. That's the problem.
You have to learn how to get off the processed food.
You got to get off all that processed.
I refuse to go to a fast food.
It's easier for me to buy fried chicken from the frozen food section than it is for me to make it.
Yeah.
And when you read the side of a look at a pizza box.
Bitch. It's
when
bad.
I started picking up labels and reading shit, I'm like, girl, Jesus Christ.
It's bad.
It's horrible.
I try to eat as least amount of fried foods. Actually, I don't even eat fried foods at all. And when I do eat something from fast foods, it's because it's like my last, all caps, last option.
I learned how to make low sodium, low fat,
and then when
buffalo wings. I love buffalo wings,
dude. And when I go through
nothing in the world,
even when I go through the drive-thrus and things of that nature, I will be that picky person that can you get me one of these without the sauce? Can you get me the grilled version?
I'm the same way. But let me tell you something. If I have learned to make alternative versions of the foods that I love, because I make them at home and I can control the ingredients. Yes. When you can control the ingredients, it's a game changer.
Yes, it is.
It's a complete game changer because when you can control,
make anything you want, Joe. Just don't fry it. That's my only request.
I was told by my doctor, sweetie, you don't have a problem if you made shit at home with salt. You would never have a problem. I'm not saying that you have a problem with salt. Where do you go? What do you do when you get home?
Okay.
You go to the store. You know, my favorite thing you used to buy was those frozen, terrible sandwiches.
Yeah.
Frozen sandwiches. I read the side of the package one time. 1,900 grams of sodium.
Yeah.
In a hamburger.
Jesus fucking Christ.
That's higher.
That's a lot.
That's higher than a Whopper with cheese. That is higher than a Whopper with cheese. Buying one of those frozen hamburgers that you see at the convenience store.
Yeah, no.
1,900 grams of sodium. A Whopper with cheese, 900 grams. I'm like,
That's
are you
why
fucking
I avoid
serious?
processed food as much as possible.
Exactly.
And I'll eat some things here and there, but that's about it.
But because of my work schedule and everything else, I never had time to cook.
Yeah.
I came home late at night.
Yeah.
I picked up whatever was at the convenience store,
True.
what have you.
And it's hard because even like if you do Uber Eats, it's a lot of restaurants close after a certain hour.
Yeah, exactly.
So like for people like me that get out at 4 a.m, not many places are open. The only things that are literally open are the fast food restaurants at that time. And I'm like, I refuse. So I've learned, this is what I've taught myself. I've learned to buy like the steamable vegetables, steamable stuff, or I'll go through the frozen food aisles and I'll try to pick like the healthiest ones. That's the ones that the self-proclaimed, we're the healthiest, we're the best, and I'll do some of the little tiny meals and go from that and eat. And like when I get home, if I'm still hungry, I'll cook those before I go to sleep. But I've learned to be prepared to not have or I will cook some food and purposely freeze it, so when I catch myself in these scenarios, I can just cook it real quick and be ready to go.
You know what I love? 35-year-old you, and I'm 53. Reverse the numbers.
That's a lot.
No, reverse the numbers.
Oh.
You're 35, I'm 53. Reverse the numbers.
Yeah.
53, 35.
Hi.
Hello.
That's old. How do you do it?
If you reverse the numbers, I'm
It's
asking you
53.
to.
It's 53, 53, 35. Yeah, I get it.
Exactly.
I get where you're going.
So when we talk about food and everything else, that's why I'm like, you know what? I just want to cook.
Yeah.
And by the way, learning how to cook on YouTube, you know, before COVID, I had 3 pots, a spoon, and a fork.
Yeah.
That's what I had.
That part.
During COVID, I bought an air fryer. I bought pots and pans. I bought plates. I bought silverware. I bought a vacuum sealer. I bought all this meat that I got vacuum seal and put in my freezer. It lasts for months.
Yeah.
Pull it out of the freezer, put it in the refrigerator, thaw it out, make all kinds of dishes.
Get it.
I have been cooking like nothing in the world. So you are now the new co-host.
Oh.
And I did it. I did it with Charlotte. So I'm not going to have to do it with you.
Why don't we just go to a restaurant? And
No, it has to be no. This is about learning how to trust.
Well, I don't trust you, bitch.
I
Let's
know.
go to a restaurant and eat.
No, it's about learning how to trust. This is why Charlotte and I got around so long.
Aww.
This is why Charlotte and I love each other.
Yeah.
Because I cooked for her, and even if I did a bad thing, the second time, she still came back around, and she could not stop talking about how much she loved my food during Thanksgiving. She could not stop talking about it. So you're my new co-host now. So I'm gonna have to cook for you. I'm gonna have to cook for you, and we're gonna have to smoke weed, and we're gonna have to do that because that's what we have to do.
So what do you think? Should we wrap it up?
Girl, we should have wrapped it up like an hour ago.
Period.
Because we talked way too long, and and by the way, we're gonna have to. We're learning each other and learning how to do stuff because this is when I was interviewing you or when you were the guest host.
Right.
You know, I was able to cut it off at certain point. Honestly, it was because I controlled.
Low-key, I get carried away sometimes.
Yeah, but I was able to control the show because that was what I was able to do.
Yeah.
And now that you are a part of the show, I know that you have more input into it. So it's going to take a little bit more time.
Yeah, we're learning, we're adjusting.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, honestly, we've done a 2-hour show.
Damn, already?
Yeah, we're at an hour and 30 minutes here.
Dang.
We did 52 minutes earlier. So we did a 2-hour show.
We just keep the first.
By the way, Joe Rogan does a 3 to 4 hour show.
He does. I don't fucking get it how, but yeah, he does that.
But he's Joe Rogan.
That part.
That's why. Yes, exactly. Let's
We're
end
not
this.
there yet.
Let's end this episode.
We're gonna get there.
We're gonna get there. So let's end this episode.
Okay, that's it.
And we're gonna say that Julio.
What's up?
Season 1 of this show is a mess.
Okay. Episode 1 of season 3.
Episode 1 of season 3 is a mess, and I expected this.
Yeah.
because you put so much effort and work into trying to make this happen.
Hell yeah.
And I realized that as someone who is on the chaotic end, so many things are going to go wrong.
Oh yeah.
And
I'm
you
aware
would
of
have
that.
to, but you,
Yeah.
I really needed you to understand that because I've worked from a chaotic level, and you are the most organized person I've ever met. You're literally the most organized person. And
Thank
by the way, it's and I say it with love. You are the most organized person I've ever met. But at the same time, you're gonna have to realize that sometimes.
Oh, I know shit's not perfect. I get that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I'm actually self-aware of that. That not things are going to be
Are
perfect.
you now? Because you are a master of perfection. You literally sat here
I strive
with 3
for the
plants.
no, but
in
hear
the
me
middle.
out.
Yeah.
So hear me out. I strive for the best at all times at anything and everything that I do.
exactly.
I get that not everybody's going to be on my level. Not even work life, personal life, everything, creative projects, and I get that. So it's for me. As much as I am a perfectionist, I also understand that not everybody's perfect, that there are going to be flaws in the system and the whatever we're doing. I do my best to work with it as it comes along. And then, for example, in our case, it's learning as we go. And you had a whole year to figure it out with Charlotte.
I've had 3 years to figure it out.
That with Charlotte.
It's not a year.
3 years for you on the podcast, 1 year with Charlotte, and now 1 episode with me. So it's growing pains per se. We're going to learn. We're going to figure out what works, what doesn't work.
But I feel like that you needed to. I feel like that for the first time, you needed to figure out who I am.
Yeah.
I've been in control of this show for quite some time.
Yep.
You have been in the background.
Yes.
And now that you're sitting down in that chair, and
Yes.
Charlotte did the same thing.
Yes.
You have to learn who I am.
Yes.
And I think that's going to be a learning experience for you.
And it's both ways, not just one way.
Oh, I already know who you are. I've already known who you were from the beginning.
Yeah.
The first time I met you, the first time I sat down with you, and you had all these ideas. You know that poster that's sitting on this wall?
Yeah.
That's you.
Hi.
That's you literally going, you know what? I'm not. You sent me a text. I was on your show once, and I thought things were cool. But I just designed this thing out of the blue, and I just wanted to send it to you. And Charlotte and I are looking at each other like, can you believe this bitch did this? And
I do that to a lot of people.
yeah, I know.
Actually.
And Charlotte and I looked at we put it to the side. Remember, we put it to the side. This didn't pop up for several months. And Charlotte said, you know what, we really do need to change the thing and everything else. And I said, you know what, Julio sent us something. Why don't we take a look at that and see if we can make something work?
Right.
And she looked at it again and she went, wait a minute. You're right. It does work, and Julio does know this. Let's put that out there. So when we looked at it again, and we're like, "Wait a minute, this is our logo. This definitely fit us."
Yeah.
You knew that from the beginning,
Yeah.
but we put it to the side because we'd already done our own thing.
Yeah.
And we were trying to, and you were just a guest.
Yeah.
But when we saw it again, and we realized, wait a minute, this guy has potential.
Hi.
Charlotte and I recognized that you had potential.
Yeah.
And Charlotte, like I said, when I talked to her about you being a producer,
Yeah.
Charlotte said, yes, I would love for him to be a producer.
Nice.
Love for that, because if we do this together,
It works.
it will work.
And you need a team to carry out a production.
exactly.
It's
But-
not that easy doing everything by
exactly.
yourself.
But when Charlotte had to resign, she felt comfortable.
Yeah.
And she told me on the side.
And I did too.
I feel very comfortable with the fact that I think Julio is going to be good for you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank
And Julio is what you need.
you. Yeah.
And I was like, thank you, Charlotte.
thank you. This is like the smoothest transition I've ever done.
I know.
In any project.
I know, but you...
Because there was love all around. There was no animosity. There was no hate. There was no anger. There was just like, yeah, it was time.
girls-
Like it all felt like seamless. It was just awesome.
But girl, you got us the gig at Buddy's.
Yeah.
You got me... Hey, Wendy Taylor said she would love to do that, and I was terrified of doing it. And you were like, Joel, do this.
Yeah.
You have to do this.
Sometimes I forget that I know people that people look up.
No.
I know a lot of industry people, and to me, they're normal. To me, they're everyday. And to people, a lot of people are like, oh, you know so-and-so. And I'm like, yeah, that's so-and-so. I know them.
But you know what? I love the fact that you believed in my show.
Hell yeah, dude. I did from the get.
You believed in my show. And you, from day one, have been there for this show.
From the jump.
I couldn't have a natural partner without you.
Thank you.
So when Charlotte left, and I did not worry because I'm like, I already know who I want for my partner. I already knew who I wanted.
Yeah.
And it was you.
Well, thank you.
It really was you.
Thank you.
And by the way, I had several people who were like, I would love to do it. And I'm like, no, I already know who I want as my partner. And it was you. So yeah, so don't do the all thing. I hate that.
It's a good thing.
It's a business thing.
It is.
You have been instrumental in everything that has happened in the last in the last 4 months.
Yeah.
In the last 4 months.
Well,
so I'm ever so grateful. So that's why.
And I did it all genuinely from the bottom of my heart. Like I didn't do it with any. I told you I don't have any intention behind it. Like I didn't. I wasn't trying to. Because I'm one of those people that will see if I.
But
see
you were the first person who had no intention of it and didn't. And I was like,
I wasn't
wait
expecting anything in return.
And I kept thinking that you were going to expect something.
No.
That's why.
And I've done that many times with different people as well. Like I approached them, whether it's doing a promo video for them, doing a flyer for them, that came out creating when I did that, I was just like me always, because through my phone, my iPad, my computer, I always express my creativity creating flyers, things, videos, this and that. And then sometimes I'll get bored and create one for fun. And that's kind of how this was born, to be completely honest with you.
By the way, you sent me this late at night. Well, I'm lying in bed and I'm like, okay, that's cute.
Yeah.
And
that's
then I kept looking at it going, this is really good. This is really good.
And a lot of my work, because
But I didn't want to do anything unless Charlotte knew that it was okay. By the way, let me cut it down here.
Yeah.
Let me just cut it down here. That's why I really just I want to cook you dinner.
Oh, well, thank you.
I want to hang out with you. Because we can't just The reason why Charlotte and I work so well is because Charlotte and I became friends.
Yeah.
And Charlotte can talk to me about stuff, and she still can. And I want us to be friends. I don't want us just to be. So I want to cook. That's why I said, yes, let's smoke weed together. Let's cook dinner. I want to.
Let's Uber eat.
No, we're not Uber eating.
You pick your restaurant, I'll pick mine.
No, we're not Uber eating. By the way, we both enjoyed the love of talking about Chinese food. By the way, I've gotten very good at cooking Chinese food.
Orange chicken, where it at? That's my favorite.
Okay, I'm not cooking orange chicken. I'm gonna cook healthier versions of stuff.
Lo mein.
Lo mein, yes. But the fact of the matter is that
vermicelli, which is Vietnamese. Pot stickers, dumplings, all that.
Can you shut up?
No, never.
Because I know that you're uncomfortable with this, and this is what makes me feel really good.
I don't like admiration thrown my way.
I know you're uncomfortable. I know
compliments. I'm just like, oh, okay.
I know you're uncomfortable with this. That's why I'm doing it. I want to cook you dinner.
Sure.
I want us to hang out as friends.
Sure.
I want us to watch ridiculous shit on TV and smoke weed and hang out. By the way, I always thought that maybe you would enjoy a nice hoagie and
a hoagie.
A hoagie, a sandwich, a really good sandwich.
Okay. Gotcha.
A really good sandwich because I love
from Panera. Oh, you're gonna. I am so deathly scared of your cooking, but yet I haven't tried it. That's why I'm throwing ideas.
Okay. That's what we were talking about earlier. We were talking about trust issues. You remember we were talking about trust issues and this and that?
Yeah.
And this is how you build trust.
Right. I agree.
So I really would like to cook you dinner.
I accept, Joel. I accept.
But I don't want it. Oh, my God. Please don't do this. Please don't do this. It was the same way. It kind of was the same with Charlotte, so I kind of understand where you're coming. I kind of understand where you're coming from because it was the same way with Charlotte. I'm not trying to get in your pants, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be your friend.
And I'm not used to that. I'm used to people doing stuff like that with intention. So if
don't get me wrong.
Hesitation.
Don't get me wrong. I get it. You're a handsome guy.
Thank you.
Your haircut is amazing.
By the way, I just got a haircut too.
You just got a haircut.
Yes.
You got a decent body. Blah blah blah.
Wow.
You're not my type.
Decent.
You're not my type.
Thank you.
Does that make you feel better?
Much.
Okay, but that's not. Even if you were,
we're
friends.
We have this talk off the air or on the air?
No, we have to have this talk because I want other people to understand this. We both have. You could cut it out. You're doing the video. Did I forget to tell you this? You're
That's
still
true.
in control of the video, just like I'm in control of the audio.
That's true.
I can cut out a lot of shit too, just as much as you can.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is that you're my friend. I want friends.
Okay. I hear you.
It's not just a business.
I hear you. I acknowledge what you're saying. I apologize for my hesitation. I'm not used to this. I'm used to being the giver and not the receiver, and not sexually. Not sexually. Pause. Not sexually.
You should be more of the receiver.
As a friend.
You could use a little bit more work back there.
I don't agree or disagree.
You could use.
We're gonna be leaving at the grid.
You could use a little bit more work back there because
My coworkers would agree with you.
As
on
much
that.
as there's a lot going on in the front, there's nothing going on in the back, and you need a little bit of work back there.
Thank you.
So what you need is an aggressive top to show you to exercise that back part.
Back
of
to
you.
my point. I hear you. I acknowledge what you're saying. I appreciate.
You know, a lot of this is going to probably be cut, so don't worry.
That's fine, and I appreciate what you're saying, and I acknowledge what you're saying. And so if I'm a little hesitant. That's because I'm typically not used to receiving the same kind of energy of love back in my direction. So when people do show me love, or if I'm like, "Hey, whoa, stop!" Computer crash error.
That's why I'm
used to just giving the love.
By the way, that's
got the
why,
validation, and I move on.
That's why I invited you to the thing last night. We're not going to mention the thing, but tomorrow night we have
The
a
orgy.
thing.
We're not going to talk about the orgy right now.
No, we're not going to talk about the
Damn
orgy.
it.
But tomorrow
so
night
excited
we have a
about
thing
that.
to go to, and that's the reason why. Because I want us to be when we present ourselves,
And then we can go eat afterwards at a restaurant.
when we present ourselves to the world, I want us to present ourselves as two people who are not just business partners, but we're friends.
Period.
And friendships, I'm working towards friendships here.
I agree.
And with this, that's why I'm saying I am going to cook you an amazing meal.
Yeah.
We're going to watch some crappy TV. We're going to
Yes,
smoke
we
a
are.
lot of weed, and that's what we're going to do.
Not a lot, because I get paranoid around people when I smoke weed. Like, if I get around you and I smoke regular weed, I'm going to be paranoid. I'm going to leave, if anything. That's how paranoid I get.
Wait, you can get drunk, and we can
And
talk
be
for
fine.
hours?
Yeah.
But you
Alcohol,
get
with marijuana, is something about it where I get around people,
so
I get
that I
paranoid.
can combine the two.
No. Girl, we had this talk. You're on that. Now you're on a whole new... I'll explain it off air.
Oh, wait. I know what you're talking about.
It's,
Never mind.
The Bill Cosby talk.
Okay. Yeah, I know what we're talking about. Let's end this.
Yes.
Let's
please.
end this shit.
Please and thank you.
Please and thank you. Thank you for being on the show.
Me, co-host.
Oh, wait. We're still on. How are we going to end this for YouTube, though?
Good question. What am I going to say?
Oh, wait. You know what? Fuck it. Hey, we're done.
Well, thank you guys for
Thank you
listening.
guys
Thank
for
you guys for
listening.
watching us. Please follow, like, subscribe, hit the bell, whatever everybody says.
He's going to work out all the. By the way, he's going to. He's the video guy. He's going to work out all the video stuff. When it comes to the podcast, of course, go to all the podcast networks. This and
We're
that.
on there.
Also, out and proud live. You can listen to.
Oh yeah,
the unedited version and have a good time with that.
That part.
And that's that. So we're out, and we're going to call it a day.
Bye, guys.
This show is sponsored by Tubi's Woodworking. Tubi gives you wood. Also brought to you by Bitch Boy Undies. Get you a pair or else. You can follow the show on most social media at That Lil Gay Talk Show. Check out the website, thatlilgaytalks.com. Music and vocals by Jamie D of Diamond Cut Entertainment.